They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, where their customers come first. No matter the weather or the temperature, they'll be there to make sure you're comfortable. Ask about their safety furnace checkup for $99. Plus, ask about their up to $750 in rebates on select products. That's Shelby Heating and Air. Call 704-487-7877. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They are there when you need them.
Yeah. What's up, Doc?
He's back. That wascally wabbit is back again for the $1,000 Bunny with the Money shopping spree from KTC Broadcasting and whatsupshopper.com. Just register at any of our local participating merchants, including Family Auto Sales, Highway 74 Bypass East in Shelby, Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain, AccuTrol Income Tax Service on West Main Street in Gastonia, at the 3500 Grill on Highway 18 north of Shelby, at Carolina Furniture Mart North Aspen Street, Lincoln, at West End Sales Highway 18 north of Shelby, at Shelby Alarm on South DeKalb Street in Shelby, at the Dallas Express Pharmacy on Hoffman Street in Dallas, and at Shelby Meat and Groceries, South Lafayette Street in Shelby. The drawing will be held Friday, April 7th. So register to win. You could be this year's winner of the Bunny with the Money.
Olmsted Plumbing is looking to hire entry-level and experienced plumbers who want to build a career. Olmsted Plumbing features competitive wages, benefit packages, and a great work environment. Just stop by the office located at 470 Washington Street in Forest City, or give them a call at 828-245-7302. or visit the website at olmstedplumbing.com and fill out an application. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City, handling all of your plumbing needs. Use your head. Call Olmsted. Today, having choices at the end of life's journey is more important than ever. Choosing the proper way to honor a loved one is not an easy task. There are many emotional, personal, and spiritual issues to consider. Now there is a new alternative to traditional burial and flame-based cremation. Foothills Aquamation is a water-based natural process that gently returns your loved one remains to their natural ash form. Learn more at StammyTysingerFuneralHome.com.
Is it the luck of the Irish or just your lucky day? Find your pot of gold at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. Whether you're interested in a truck, sedan, coupe, or SUV, S&R Auto Sales in Shelby can help you save some green on a new vehicle. This is the week to save the green at S&R Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby. Online at snrautosales.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Starting March 1st, it's Free Forks Friday at James River Equipment. Purchase a new John Deere 3D or 3E Series compact utility tractor on any Friday in March and receive a free set of pallet forks. With sizes ranging from 25 to 43 horsepower, they can tackle all of your jobs at home or on the farm. Visit jamesriverequipment.com/freeforks for more details. Ends 3/31/23, valid on in-stock models. Some restrictions apply. See James River for details. James River delivers.
good morning, and welcome to another Saturday Morning Sports Hour with Kevin, Tom, and Zach.
Did you have to think about that for a
He
second?
did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Ain't the first time.
It's okay.
Are you okay, Batman?
He's okay.
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. If Terry Ronhart wasn't a backstabbing jerk,
Wow.
He didn't
That's
stab
a
you.
good way to start it.
Comes out to show fire in JP.
I was wondering if he forgot my
and
name.
he said it with a straight face too. He claimed he backed into the back of my car, and he already called the police. And yet he said it with a complete straight face. I go out there, they ain't a scratch on him.
You don't call the police for a park.
Neither do I.
What's on account of some people don't know how to back, Tom? They backed in like mediocre into both lanes. And
No,
I'm like,
no,
you gotta
no.
stay
No, no,
over
no.
in yours.
I tried
So
to.
you're going to blame this on Calvin. Now, you know that's
Yes.
your boss man. That's
Yes,
your boss
I'm
man,
aware
right?
of that. But it was his car
sure.
that was right there. I couldn't park where I normally park.
And he's already fired you a couple of times.
I really don't care. But still,
I will say
he
this.
fires me every week, but I still come back.
You know who is not backstabbing jerks? Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com, for all your heating and air needs. And you will need heating and air next week. It's going to be cold at the beginning and hot at the end of the week. So give them a call. Make sure your air conditioning is ready to go. 704-487-7877. Online, shelbyheating.com.
It's that time of the year where it's hot, cold, and give them a call.
It's terrible.
Online, they got a bunch of special offers: 20% off performance tune-ups, 20% off service calls, or $20, not percent. $200 off complete installation, $100 off an Infinity Air purifier, and if you refer a new customer, $25 off yourself for that too. So Shelby Heating and Air, all kinds of special offers online. You get a new system, repair place, they'll take care of whatever you need. All right, JP, how's your biscuits that you picked up this morning? Have you ate yours yet? I had a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit from McDonald's here in Cherryville. How about you?
I haven't had it yet. So I want a few minutes.
I messed
You
the
started
stomach
choking
up.
on it when Terry walked by, got you upset.
Roundabout, yeah.
It'll be all right.
Poor JP. Tom, what you eating this morning?
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Yeah, like in gone in like 2 seconds.
Well, I was hungry this morning, Terry. I'm a
It's
little short on
amazing.
cash.
Yeah.
Malnourished.
I'm a little short on cash.
Take up donations for Tom this
Waiting
week.
2 days. Waiting 2 weeks for that free biscuit.
Yep.
telling
Zach,
Short on
what'd you eat this
cash.
morning?
And sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Terry,
That's sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
our breakfast brought to you by McDonald's here in Cherryville. Mr. Kuthan and the surrounding McDonald's here that he owns and manages. I thank them, as always, for our delicious Saturday morning breakfast at McDonald's. Get to the drive-thru this morning and get you a breakfast biscuit like we had. We needed our biscuits full after the week of sports that we've had this week. You know, we thought we'd be talking a lot about the number one pick, Zach, which we are. Mm-hmm. We've got NASCAR. We've got World Baseball Classic to talk about.
United States plays today.
All kinds of stuff.
That's quarterfinals, right? Quarterfinals.
Not exactly sure the bracket on that. Then we've got, let's see, NBA action. I went to a game last night. Saw Joel Embiid destroy the Charlotte Hornets.
By itself.
I told you. You watch Embiid play, you'll be impressed.
I'll tell you what I think of him
Just first time you saw him.
in person.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's Patrick Ewing with a little bit
Better shot.
More bulk.
he's way. I mean,
Now,
it's hard to
Patrick's
say you're
pretty
bigger
big.
than Patrick Ewing, but he is.
Yeah, he
I think
is.
Patrick
But
was
it's
like
hard-
7'1", I believe.
Yeah, he's 7'2" and about
Yeah.
20 more pounds, but he walks, runs. It's like watching Patrick Ewing in person, but he shoots a little bit further out.
Yeah,
But
he
if y'all
does.
remember, Patrick Ewing could shoot. He would step out there 15, 17 feet all the time.
So we say he needs to put the knee pads on.
But every time he moves towards the basket, that's kind of what it reminds me of. And then you've got James Harden out there, who's never looked like he's in shape in his life. And then the rest of them, nobody else in that team's really impressive. Now,
Well,
Maxi Kid
Harris-
can fly. He's
Harris
athletic.
He was like, Harris
Tobias
is every
Yeah.
now and then.
But I didn't even know he was out there last night.
Yeah.
Tobias. So, like, just watching them in person, Terry, I think y'all should be able to. The wing play is always the key to me. The best wings have won the NBA championships besides since the centers have been playing.
Well, that's the reason I said we wanted 2 and 3 because
think y'all
we're
can beat
better
Philadelphia.
prepared with Philadelphia.
I don't think they can guard you or deal with you guys. But I don't know as long as you. I mean, it's Embiid to me. It's like if you can let Embiid score 40, and you hold James Harden to 15, you're going to win.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. So Charlotte last night, of course, we have no answer for them. You'd think that, with nobody on the team that can score, we got all these athletic 7-footers. Somebody play some defense out there. No.
They tried to put last time I went. They tried to put P.J. Washington on him. That was
rotated. It was just whoever was down there was tried to.
They put 2 on him. They put everybody. It didn't matter. They didn't. They would walk towards him and he'd take a dribble and it's like they weren't even. This is the most Olay defense I've ever. They look like a bunch of matadors. I don't know how hard they were trying. What's your favorite player playing?
I didn't know who the center was. He's out for the season.
Yeah,
he's done for the season.
Yeah,
okay, I knew he's out. Okay.
I don't know who.
Dennis Smith.
Well, last time I was there, the kid that led the team in scoring is now in Philadelphia. Jalen McDaniels. So they gave him a standing ovation.
Who did try to play him? Williams?
Play who?
Played against
I said everybody.
That's what I'm figuring.
Mark Williams didn't start. Mark Williams didn't play. Another guy named Williams played.
The Duke player they got rid of, what was his name?
Plumlee.
Yeah, Plumlee. That was the only guy they had that could even muscle up with him.
Right.
And now they have nobody.
I tell you what he does get away with a lot is he camps out in the lane.
Well, he does.
For 9 minutes.
They don't call 3 seconds.
Oh, my God. I will show the highlight later. I want to get away from it for a second. But he made a play last night. I'm sure they're showing the highlights where he threw it up off the backboard, didn't even look, and it went in. But, Terry, he caught the ball on the block, moved up to the front of the lane. He basically went around the whole inside of the lane. I counted 4 seconds in my head alone, and then he threw it up, and everybody started chanting, MVP. Because half the crowd was from Philadelphia. He got hurt. I did make a little bit of the Philadelphia people, my crowd, a little mad at me. He was limpy last night. Something's wrong with his knee, and
he goes through that every year though.
One time he didn't want to get up, and they're starting to get worried, and I yelled, "Scrape him off the floor!" This was after
Kevin.
This was after like 30 minutes of them chanting MVP in our stadium.
Well, when I watched a couple games against Cleveland, I thought Dennis Smith's a decent player.
He is. I think he is a good player.
He's a pretty good player. And,
he's a good role player.
Oubre can score every now and then.
The Hornets would be 13-time defending NBA DL champions, Tom, if we play in the D League. We got the best B and C players every year, and
you don't have that,
and you ain't got nobody else out there doing anything. So, hey, Gordon Hayward is out there. His beard was grown out like he's waiting for somebody to trade him, get rid of me. But
it can't be traded now.
Well, Jordan's going to sell his.
That's what I was going. That's what I was just going to touch on here. Our first segment was some Hornets and the Jordan sale. Look, he's looking to sell the majority. He's going to still be an owner. So he's
I hope he sells the whole thing.
Yeah, well,
that's not what I just said.
I know.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, I hate to say it, and I like Michael Jordan. I like
too,
what he did, but I've
always
said he will never want a team that does more than he did. And I don't mean that in no bad way, Michael. Just how I look at you. But, I mean, that's a bad thing to say about him.
Now, Terry, let me ask you something. If he owned the Lakers and he could get those free agents, we would be talking different about him.
Yeah, but he goes after nobody. Him and Kupchak's got to do something right.
Again, okay.
They got to draft better. The free agents is tough. They got to draft.
Kupchak's definitely gone. Again, the city of Charlotte's never signed a free agent. That's in any sport. I'm talking about any sport. We're not talking just the Hornets. So it's not. It's not just.
There's some individuals.
Nobody's coming to Charlotte. Terry.
Yeah, TV that said this morning. And he said it's exactly how I'd like to say it. He says, "Look, we've never done nothing before. A new ownership would mean maybe something would happen.
As long as they don't move the team."
So
yeah, that's what he said.
Wow, they're not moving the team. So
they stuck there until 2045.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Wow. It's basically Jordan bought it for $190 million, and the offer is basically $1.2 billion is what it's worth, and he's basically going to make $1 billion off of it and still be part owner. So when it sells again, he's going to make more money off. So it basically, Tom, if you sell it for $1.2 billion and you still own 25% of it, and you got paid $1 billion, now you're worth $400 million on the $190 that you bought. So you've doubled your money and ain't even done anything really. So Jordan,
it's a good business deal.
Yeah, it is.
So he could still be, he could still be the face of the franchise and all that. He still be everything that he's done, other than I'm not the one deciding on like paint scheme, I guess, and the final decision. So the draft has always been the only. Who's our best players ever? Everyone, if you name, almost every one of them is somebody we had to draft, and it's not like, again,
or somebody that we drafted, we traded and got somebody
for Glenn Rice,
right? But it was from a draft pick.
Right.
It was from Alonzo.
So you didn't.
I was going to say probably two best players I can think of are Grandmama and Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah.
Who else is better
That's
than
it.
them? And I remember when they thought,
Well, Kelly Tripucka was decent for him.
yeah, and
I mean,
who's the boy from Kentucky? Rex.
Chapman.
Chapman.
Yeah. He was. I remember-
Muggsy. I mean, you could name them, but listen to us when we're talking. We naming the guys back in the 1990s.
Favorite team of all time.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
Glenn Rice was good when
Earl
he was there.
Puritan, he was good.
Technically, Glenn Rice.
Armand Gilliam.
Technically,
Armand
Glenn
Gilliam.
Rice is the best player that's ever played for him.
Yeah.
Not.
Potwell.
I'd say him and Alonzo is pretty
His name would
leg.
never come out.
You talking about
first.
for the Hornets franchise and not overall?
For the best player that has ever played for the Charlotte Hornets is Glenn Rice, and here's why. Name me another one that was All-Star MVP. Name me another one that was All-Star MVP with Michael Jordan on the court.
Yeah.
Glenn Rice won All-Star MVP in a Charlotte Hornets uniform with Michael Jordan on the court, guys. That's the best player in Charlotte Hornets history.
Yeah, but he'd never be. Over half of the people would remember him, but he'd never be the first one to say it.
Devin Booker didn't even know he played for.
Really?
You don't remember me? I asked him. He couldn't even name any Hornets. Devin Booker couldn't even name any Charlotte Hornets. Who's Garrett's greatest Charlotte Hornet ever? And he's Kimba, Gerald. You know, he didn't know anybody.
Well, he only named the ones here recently.
Right. So like, one, they don't care. But no, Glenn Rice, you lost our MVP. You're the best player.
I got. Hold on, I got it. Kurt Rambis, best Hornet ever.
Oh Lordy,
Kurt Rambis. Yeah. Kurt Rambis.
Boston loved Kurt Rambis.
But anyway, no matter what you think of Jordan did on the basketball side, Zach, we have to thank Jordan for bringing the Hornets back.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I agree there.
Because
if 100%,
if they were still the Bobcats, this new ownership group might be moving them. They might be going out the door. They might be the Seattle Supersonics if it wasn't still the Charlotte Hornets. And that makes the difference. That made a big difference as far as the town and the city supporting the team more. Like the team never felt like. If we felt like our team was stolen, it's down in New Orleans being called the Hornets. Now we're the Bobcats. Why are we just not the Hornets? And it was always an issue. But you have to thank him for that, at least.
Oh, I give him 100% for that. Another thing I'd like to say is you mentioned that stuff, and I don't know whether people do, but do y'all collect collectibles? Like if you see something that's got Bobcats on it, will you buy it?
No, not Bobcats.
Depends on what it is. I do some of them.
You know?
I agree with Kevin on that aspect. If it's something superhero Star Wars, yes.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
You're welcome. I thought you put my 2 cents
Again, the
in.
problem with the Bobcats is that like the problem with the Bobcats was like what jerseys are you buying? You want to be a Gerald Wallace jersey? It's Kimba. The younger people like know Kimba. So you've got different types of fans. You got Hornets fans, Bobcats fans.
There's not a whole lot of Bobcats fans. I can't think of one person who liked the Bobcats name. I remember when they first came back, though, they were trying to, indoctrinate the youth. Like the youth programs, were sponsored by the Bobcats, and they all had Bobcats under. It just never stuck. It just didn't work.
Glenn Rice's 3 best years.
How can you beat Hugo the Hornet as a mascot? I mean, come on.
What was it? Billy the
26-8.
Bobcat? What was it? Benny the Bobcat? Rufus.
Okay.
Rufus.
You can't beat Hugo. Was always
Hugo is one of the top mascots ever.
I mean, me and Kevin as a kid go down there and Hugo would come out. It was awesome.
He came out last night. They didn't do the Super Hugo Duncan. You've seen the ones that blow up and fall over and stuff, and they had a super one and a mini one. That's what my kids were excited about.
Yeah, they fly it around still.
No, they've got that one, but that one wasn't out there last night. It was the one where they blow up and they dance funny and fall down and flip over. But he had a mini one too. And they had that, and then the halftime show was a girl riding a bicycle doing tricks.
She's done that forever, y'all.
I've seen better tricks on like YouTube.
Where she flips it up.
No, not the cups and stuff. I said bicycle.
Okay, the bicycle.
Bicycle tricks, Terry.
I'm with you.
Okay. Anyway, NCAA basketball tonight. We're going to start there here in a moment. When we come back again, we've got NCAA basketball coverage, March Madness. All kinds of craziness. There's conspiracy theories flying down the halls, Zach, already this morning. Number one's falling. Upsets. Coaches should be fired left and right. It's all silly. I got one proposal to think about. Go ahead, Terry.
Well, I want to say this before you go. When does Carolina play today?
Same time State does, you moron. Tom, Ohio State's got as many tournament victories as the rest of them.
Yeah, Ohio State mailed it in a little early. Do you want to play? No, we're good. We're done.
So, real quick, I do have a little quick announcement. So next Friday, Zach and I will be interviewing the NWA World Heavyweight Champion of the world. Tyrus is coming to town in Shelby for a couple of shows, May 6th and 7th at Don Gibson Theater. First night sold out. They've opened up a second show, and we've talked to his wife and coordinated, and he's gonna call in on Zoom, and we're gonna have a interview with him next week. Zach, guys, we're gonna ask you about the tournament and some wrestling stuff, and we're gonna ask him about sports and about his show. So we're gonna have some clips from that on next week's show, and in the next few weeks promoting this show. So Tyrus he's been he was at one point he was Snoop Dogg's bodyguard. He started as a teacher, Tom. So that's your next job.
All right.
So you go from teacher to Snoop Dogg's bodyguard.
I go from teacher to nothing.
And then the NWA wrestling champion. He's a political commentator on Fox. Fox News as well. On the makes most of his appearances on the Gutfeld Show, late night comedy show. So we're going to ask you about his show. She didn't want to get into specifics about it, so want to know, like, is it a comedy show? What's it about? He's got a book out. I'm guessing it's a lot about that as well. So Tyrus is coming to Shelby in May, and we're gonna have him on. Me and Zach's gonna get some questions for him. So if you guys got any questions for him, let us know, and we'll ask him. We've got to make a list and send out some topics that we're going to talk about. So we're excited about that. So next Saturday we'll have some talk with Tyrus on Saturday morning sports talk. All right, JP, when we come back, it's March Madness time, and we're going to talk Wolfpack basketball on KTCBroadcasting.com.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, where their customers come first. No matter the weather or the temperature, they'll be there to make sure you're comfortable. Ask about their safety furnace checkup for $99. Plus, ask about their up to $750 in rebates on select products. That's Shelby Heating and Air. Call 704-487-7877. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They are there when you need them.
What's up, Doc?
He's back. That wascally wabbit is back again for the $1,000 Bunny with the Money shopping spree from KTC Broadcasting and whatsupshopper.com. Just register to win at any of our local participating merchants, including Okies Tower on West Warren Street in Shelby, Love's Fish Box on Shelby Road in Kings Mountain, at Medical Arts Pharmacy on Grover Street in Shelby, at Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing in the Industrial Park in Lincoln, at Alley's Cafe, Highway 180 north of Shelby, at Eric Johnson Auto Sales on Tryon Courthouse Road in Cherryville, at the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 north in Falston, at Bradley's on Highway 74 west of Shelby, and at Gaston Used Auto Parts on Dogwood Street in Dallas. The drawing will be held Friday, April 7th, so register to win. You could be this year's winner of the Bunny with the Money. Triad Corrugated Metal in Lincoln is this area's headquarters for premium metal roofing and supplies. And now just arrived, square tubing for metal carports and metal buildings. Give them a call at 980-429-2278 for pricing and sizes. And they have a wide variety of colors too. Visit their website at triadcorrugatedmetal.com and like them on Facebook. Triad Corrugated Metal, 108 Industrial Park Road in Lincoln. Now hiring manufacturing positions and CDL drivers.
Let Lowe's Home Improvement in Lincoln be a part of your home improvement. House packages, flooring needs, roofing. Stop in at the Pro Desk and let their pros take care of you. Ask about the Lowe's MVP program, plus 12-month with no interest. Need to beautify your home? Check out their huge paint and primer supplies. It's all at Lowe's Home Improvement, 1603 East Main Street, Lincoln. Phone 704-748-9335.
Head to Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop for your next new-to-you vehicle. Check out the great deals like a 2016 Ford Explorer XLT with only 67,000 miles and priced at $22,995. Or how about a 2015 Honda Pilot SC with just 95,000 miles, priced at $17,995. And a 2014 Mercedes-Benz GLK 350 with only 81,000 miles, priced at $19,995. That's Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain, online at oakgroveauto.com.
With CF Moto, you have the power to conquer more. From rocky creek beds to colossal mud pits to wooded mountainsides, CF Moto high-performance vehicles rip through the toughest terrain with ease. Outfitted with custom-designed liquid-cooled 4-stroke engines and an unmatched assortment of standard features, the CF Moto ATVs and side-by-sides do more than crush trailheads. Whether you're looking for the ultimate adrenaline rush or a heavy-duty machine, you can take on anything with CF Moto. Available at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Laurel.
And welcome back to Say More Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking, I think, March Madness now. After they talk about Shelby Heating and Air.
Well, that's right. Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com, for all your heating and air needs. Kevin.
I put the wrong button there. Good morning, everybody. And so, Terry, I did want to start there. I'll pull the video up in a second. Do you, a little bit about the, so a little wrestling going on. It was, so Purdue's making all kinds of headlines. It was Iowa and Purdue wrestling last night.
Yeah, the Purdue guy beat him.
Kid going for the four-time national championship, and he gets beat, and mommy had a hissy fit.
Mom had a hissy fit
about losing, didn't she, Terry?
Sure did. She had glasses on and ripped them off, and I mean, she was over there shredding them. Right in her hand.
I mean, I hope they show her.
Watch this right here. He gets pinned. That dude's got him.
That's a move right there,
yeah,
was it not?
That's what I'm saying. And then watch this.
You're talking about a wrestling champion. Can't get out.
I'm going to hit restart that.
Kind of hard to tell when they get pinned sometimes.
That's why he's got to
He knows he's in a mess.
Yeah, he knows he's in a mess.
Tried to bridge him.
I don't know anything about it, so I will let y'all two.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
I think he was pinned before that.
Staying out
He was getting the referee gave him some time to get out of that move.
Because I think maybe because of who he is.
I agree with that.
But watch this. He's getting ready. This will be it here in a second.
Are you allowed to put him in the headlock like that?
He's not got him in a headlock. Okay. He's just got him, and he's like, I can still feel, and it's over. Bam. That's all he had to do.
Oh, he was pumped.
And so this was the championship. He's not even going to medal now, or he's got to wrestle for.
He's got to wrestle
bronze,
again, yeah,
for bronze, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
but now watch his mom. Now it's so funny because his mom about goes crazy.
I don't know if they're going.
So that guy's going on to
I don't know if they're going to show it on this particular highlight, but
that wasn't for the championship. That was
this was the semifinals.
Yeah.
So Ramos beats Lee from Matt Ramos. And
watch this. Here we go.
Yeah.
Watch this. These glasses have no chance. Oh, no. You got to be kidding me.
Oh!
You stupid little.
What are glasses?
Bam.
Great sportsmanship. Just,
wow.
Can't do nothing with people.
People are just.
If that was his first time, I get it. Almost won it. Oh, we almost got it. Not. This ruins his legacy of being undefeated. That's why they got destroyed. Think about it. That's the real reason they got destroyed. Yeah. You couldn't be happy about the 3 national championships you just won. You've already won.
And it's 16-1 this year.
You might have a bronze, and you lost one time in your life.
But that's one thing about wrestling. You can put yourself in a battle. You can think I've got it until the last second.
Yeah.
And a dude make a turn on you and pin you, and you think, hey, I ain't got but 4 or 5 seconds. Well, you can get pinned in 4 or 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real quick.
All right, NCAA tournament. So what some are calling the biggest upset in college basketball history last night. Fairleigh Dickinson. Is that right? Dickinson?
Yeah, the abbreviation on some of the polls was quite amusing.
Yeah.
I won't say it on the air, but you just have to look at it. It's just...
Now, Tom, where are they located?
They are located in New Jersey.
New Jersey, okay.
And it was funny because guess who put out Purdue last year? St. Peter's, also from New Jersey.
There you go.
The Indiana boys just can't get by the New Jersey boys, can they? every year, them Jersey boys take them out.
All right, I want to ask you something. You're playing this game, and I saw 2 different games yesterday. One was North Carolina State. I never did understand what we were doing. I'll not till the end of time understand why Coach Keats did what he did. But here we are in your Purdue game where they get beaten. That's the one we're talking about. We'll talk about state later in about 2 seconds.
Which game are we talking about? Purdue.
We're talking about Purdue right now.
I told
Purdue
Zach
game.
he's going to do everything he cannot talk about.
Well, we'll have 2 seconds worth of it, and we'll be out of it. But anyway.
Like you did Cowboys.
All right.
But anyway, the Purdue game, you've got this huge guy.
7'4".
That's right. Edie playing the middle.
Edie.
And we do not try to get him the ball. I don't care whether he's being double teamed, triple teamed,
No, they were trying to.
what.
They were trying to get him the ball, but did you notice late in the game?
He took one shot in the last 13
but
minutes.
But did you notice there was like 2 or 3 times in a row he caught the ball and then tried to put it on the floor?
Well, now
it's
that's his
like,
fault.
what are you doing?
Yeah, that's his fault.
Can't do that.
It's like you're 7'4". Don't put the ball on the floor.
Don't even bring it down.
Especially with the smaller guy, they're gonna
They're gonna foul him, and he struggled a little bit from the free throw line too. It seemed like he missed a couple of big free throws down the stretch, but there was and then he got the block, and then Purdue got lucky that the call went their way because originally they called it for Fairleigh Dickinson. I got to say the whole name, not the abbreviation. But anyway, I mean, they just didn't look like they were even hustling to the ball. It's like, what's wrong with these guys? I mean, it's just like they were in shell shock. They should have won this game by 25, 30 points.
Yeah.
And and from 3-point, I want to say the last time I saw it, they were 5 of 25 or something like that. And one kid had 3 of them. So like the rest of the team was like 2 for 23, 2 for 20 or something crazy from 3-point. They just couldn't. And you could tell they had open threes and they would pass it. They didn't want to take the shot. So they got scared. Deer in headlights to Fairleigh Dickinson, the shortest team in the NCAA.
This is Fairleigh Dickinson's home gym, Tom.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Fairleigh for the folks on the radio. You can watch the show Saturdays live and watch the recording.
Looks like a high school
go back
game.
and pull
It
it
looks like going to East Burke, except East Burke's got upper level, and theirs it's bigger than
Cherokee High School's bigger than that right there.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
They're 1A.
Yeah.
Cherokee High School is way bigger than that right there. And so for the folks watching online, for the folks on the radio, you can watch on YouTube every Saturday and watch the replay. So we like to show some. We'll have a little fun here. I got a lot of Twitter actually highlights to show you guys today. So this is one of my favorite pictures. This right here beat Purdue. Now here's a quick question as far as this goes, guys. All right. So a lot of controversy on what teams make the tournament, didn't make it. Clemson, Carolina. How is West Virginia in this tournament? At 8th place, 7-11 in their conference. It's the most craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree.
And do we need to start setting rules where only like 30% of a conference can get in, or so whatever the number is? What about with number 1 going down? We don't know. Clemson got beat in the NIT first game, didn't they?
They did by Morehead State.
And they dominated state all year.
And Clemson was up by 15. People tried to tell me, they said, well, Clemson couldn't get motivated. I said, no, don't even tell me that. Clemson led by 15.
Yeah, they wanted to win that
game.
They wanted to win that tournament.
Yeah.
To show everybody they should have been.
And Morehead State come back and beat them on their home court, 68-64.
So with all that said, would there be any difference if how many automatic qualifiers are there? Y'all know? Anybody know off the top of their head? Let's say 20.
There's probably more than that.
There's more than that. There's like 31 or 32 conference champions.
There's more.
Okay, so if you've got 30 qualifiers, then take everyone else in college basketball who got 20 wins, put them in a lottery, and just pull the names out of the hats. Would there be any difference? Because, Terry, these basketball teams outside the top 12, they're all about the same. So we call these upsets. What's the difference between the 54th team, what I'm saying, and the 44th team?
Yeah,
30, why did Purdue belong in the tournament and Carolina and Clemson didn't now? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
The automatic qualifiers get in, that's fine. But then I say draw out of a lottery for the other 32 instead of having guys sit in a room discussing who the best 64th best team in the nation is.
Yeah,
I'd rather have the lottery.
32 automatic qualifiers.
Yeah. So that we have sit in a room and decide the next 36 best. Good job, guys. I'm saying is that this isn't a science, and we argue about it. The college football at least has an argument, arguing about 4 or 5 teams. This is the 64th best team. It's just.
Were y'all upset that Clemson did not get in?
Yeah, they should have been in 3rd place ACC.
I agree, 100%.
No.
What about Carolina? I have some Carolina fans telling me
Reason
yes
I say yes
and saying no.
So I think I sent it out to you guys yesterday. Iowa State was like a 6th seed at 19 and 14. We had more
20
than 20.
wins.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
we can't
agree
get
with
into
y'all
they're
because
6
you're
seed.
above it.
No,
6 seed.
As
They
soon
got
as,
10
as
and
soon
11.
as someone explains West Virginia, I'll say Carolina shouldn't be in the tournament. Right?
7-11.
What? How are you in the tournament? 7-11, 7-11 in your conference.
I agree. Below 500, you ought to be
4 games
considered
below
out.
500.
Yeah,
How many
considered
teams
out.
in the ACC, Terry? We're over 500.
What we got? 14.
Well, there's Clemson and Carolina
About 14.
both.
Is that right?
And Wake was even. If I'm not right, wasn't Wake 10-10?
Wake and Syracuse were.
Okay.
Boston College. Let's say no. Well, by their standards, Boston College is 9-11. That's better than 7-11.
Well, I'm going to tell you the things that really bother me is even when they went to the NIT, Wake Forest didn't even get a bid for that. Now, I'm sorry when you're saying the ACC is so bad that they can't even get a bid to the NIT. Which, don't get me wrong, the ACC's already out of the in the NIT 0-2 because Virginia got beat too.
Who else got beat?
Virginia Tech.
This is so wrong in so many ways. The 8th place team in the Big 12 conference, the 8th place they get out of 10 teams in the Big 12 conference.
8 of them went.
Right. Or in the tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 8 of them went to the tournament.
Like, at some point you have to look at, like, if we just have some basis rules, you can't be under 500 in your conference unless you win the conference tournament.
I agree. They're simple. That is simple.
You're out. You're out of the conference.
If you are under 500, you don't
You're out.
even be considered.
No.
To go.
So by West Virginia, did Oklahoma State make it too?
I'm not sure.
Yes,
They're
Oklahoma
8-10,
State
19
was
and
in.
15. Both of those, Terry. Again, 10 years ago. Now, if Roy Williams was coaching this team, would the Tar Heels be in the tournament?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not saying by more wins, if that's what you're saying. I'm saying, like, if
same resume.
Would the committee have put Roy Williams or Coach K in at
If
7th place with 20
yeah,
wins? And
absolutely.
That's what I'm like. So, is there something going on with the ACC, Terry, that why they acted like this towards them, or whatever? So how's the, over here let me find the Big Ten. How are they doing, Tom?
I know Michigan State won. I know Purdue's not doing real well.
Illinois was out of
Where's Iowa State at?
They didn't do well.
Are they Big Ten?
All right, so let me pull up the for you guys here, the bracket.
Trying to see some of the NIT teams.
Well, I want to ask you one thing as we're going to this. You saying that Carolina should have been in, Zach, right? Because of their record.
Because of the 20 wins.
That's
my
I want to read you a
marker.
quote that somebody put out there. And this is when Monday come and Carolina had turned down the NIT. Okay? Well, I had Carolina fans coming to me saying, don't talk to me about turning down the NIT because North Carolina State did it David Thompson's last year. They claimed on that, and they said Duke did it a couple years ago. I said Duke didn't go beyond on account of the pandemic. Coach K said he would not go put his kids out there to receive that, going in places and touching stuff, so his kids were going to be safe.
I thought Duke was bad, and Coach K was scared they're going to be bad again. He's the one that shut down college basketball.
He did.
Is that not what I remembered happened?
That's exactly what
He's the one that started complaining first. He was the very first one.
He was the first one
when they started
complaining,
losing,
but he was also the one saying, I'm not going to take that
correctly.
But now when North Carolina State was there, State was in it, and they only took 2 back then. It would State when David Thompson was there, and I tried to get this guy to understand it, but he has a hard time. But anyway, he's a friend of mine, so I won't say his name. But yeah, but I tried to get him to understand back then they took 2 teams. It was at the point then that they was eliminating one, and they took 2. They took your champion from your conference tournament, and then they took the next best team. Well, they took Maryland over North Carolina State. Why'd they do that? Because State had lost to Maryland twice in the regular season, and then State beat them in the tournament, but then lost to Carolina in the final, so Carolina got to go, and then State was left out, and they took Maryland instead of taking State. Then is why State was left out. But some people say, well, they turned down NIT. Yes, they did, because David Thompson and the whole group of North Carolina State says, no, we're good enough to be in that tournament, not going to the NIT. They didn't diffuse the NIT. They didn't say I didn't want to be there. They just says we're a better team than to go to that tournament. We're going to turn this one down. So I guess that's what they're really saying. But State didn't not go.
Sounds like you restated the same argument twice.
Again.
So what was all that about? I'm still.
But anyway,
it's like it's not that we're too good to go, but we're too good to go
into
so
that
we're not
tournament.
Going.
That's right.
I think everybody's making such too big of a deal about
all right.
this.
So here's what come out the day after. There were a lot of Carolina fans who were saying, need to fire the coach.
Stupid.
Need to get rid of him because he turned it down.
Stupid.
Because it even come out that he was wanting to go to that NIT and leave them 4 guys behind, blacken them and not play none of them. He didn't want to play Baycott and all of them when they went to the tournament. He had a choice of going, but then he put it in front of the group, and they all turned it down, so they didn't go. But anyway, this is one guy come out, and he says, if we're above playing in the NIT, we should be above recognizing the fake 1924 Helms national title as a standard to put up in our stadium. Standards are standards, is what this guy sent out after they had turned down the NIT. And, you know, and I looked at that and I'm like, well, I'm one of the ones also that claims 1924 was not a national title.
What?
You know, but Carolina claims it was.
Who cares?
Well, it's like that. Why do I have it up there?
Tom, do you? Mr. Ohio State, what are we talking about?
I'm trying to connect
Why
the
are we
dots
arguing
here.
about 1922 right now?
Well, that's what this guy was talking about. He was like, if we're above playing in the NIT, we should.
All right, let me break some of this down. Let's be real about it. Everybody calm down. First of all, it's a voluntary tournament, right? You don't have to go.
You don't have to.
All right, so we've already discussed how many teams didn't win 20 games in their conference. How many teams were over 500 in their conference. It is not. There is no way to qualify, true or false, for the NCAA tournament without winning your conference, correct? That is the only way to qualify.
Yeah, you got to win your conference tournament.
You have to win the conference tournament to qualify.
Unless
that
your
is the
regular
only way to qualify.
season
In
is
fact,
your
Terry,
championship.
is it true or false you could go 30-1, lose the ACC conference, and these gentlemen in this room could say, you don't deserve to be in the tournament?
They could.
Is it true?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
They could.
So my point
lose
is,
your tournament.
My point is, folks, you can't be upset about missing a tournament when you didn't get voted on by someone's opinion. There's no qualifications to be in the tournament. So that there is no qualifications. Whatever these guys think. Fairleigh Dickinson, should they have been in the tournament?
A lot of people would say no.
Right.
They didn't win
they
their
did not even win their conference
that's
tournament.
what I'm saying.
So that conference should not have been eliminated totally. So let's relax. Then we talked about Dean Smith last week and Coach K. Both would have never made it this far as the Hubert Davis thing. Now, the one thing I'm going to say about Hubert Davis, Zach, and we talked about this earlier, if I'm Hubert Davis, I resign. I'm tired of it. If you can't make these people happy, Hubert Davis didn't, what did he do wrong? Terry, if you had a national, NC State has not been to the Elite Eight since 1983, right?
Yeah. It's been a long time.
And they want to fire the coach for making the national championship and beating Coach K in the Final Four and at his house. And they want him fired.
Yeah.
Because
that really got me.
Because some fat guys in a room didn't vote on him to be in the tournament.
With 20 wins.
You're that upset.
Well, they were upset.
They're talking about it like it's the worst season ever. Tom, 3 years ago, Roy Williams won 14 games. Have you heard Roy Williams' name brought up this year at all?
Yeah.
Anybody come up? We need Roy. He won 14 games 3 years ago, and we're going to fire the coach.
I mean, people are just stupid.
It's
That's
the most
why,
insane stuff I've ever heard.
Well, I think the biggest
it's
thing
disrespectful.
about
And if I'm real quick, if I'm Hubert Davis, and if this is what's going to cause half the base and
fans, yeah,
you've got. Who cares about the players transferring? They didn't want to be there. We saw this.
That's going to happen anyway.
Every player that transferred out from Matt Doherty sucked and never went anywhere and did anything else. Did they not, Terry?
That's true.
Do you remember any Adam Morrison and Boone or whatever? They're all terrible. So good riddance. They're going to change. Do you not think we're going to get transfers? Do you not think we're going to get recruits? Michael Jordan just has sold the team for $1 billion. Name, image, and likeness. Here's you some free Jordans. Here's your $1 million. We're getting players. Calm down. Calm down. Like Aaron Rodgers says, relax. It's the most insane. It's so disrespectful to what they're doing to Hubert. I would get it if he started off 8-20 or whatever, 2 years in a row.
Yeah. I think most of the fans were just mad because he didn't make the NCAA. So they're like, well, we're not done because we know we're going to make the NIT. And NIT invited them.
I didn't want to go to NIT as a Carolina fan.
Anyway.
What do you win playing
I don't
the
want to
NIT?
go there.
Well, you're 69th.
There's no.
That's what you are.
Well, there's no. If you lose, and obviously something with that team. And here's what I think. My conspiracy of the day, Tom. I think someone kissed someone else's girlfriend.
Locker room
blew it up.
issues.
We know there's locker room issues because of
everybody's quiet about why nobody likes each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's quiet about why nobody gets along. Well, why don't these guys play? There's a lot of people online. Every one of these guys transferred. One guy said he didn't get the chance to play.
Yeah.
Do they have practices? Do they know how long these guys have been in the gym in the Smith Center shooting basketball? They see them every day. Coach K, when he didn't have the players, Terry, did he not shut down to 7 and 8 people?
He did.
So, and this is what happened. Maybe these guys weren't Carolina material, but it's gotten to way. I think someone again, Manic. I call him the best player on the team last year, and nobody brings him up. Does anybody ever bring him up, Terry? When you hear him talking about him,
no.
Why they weren't good this year,
and why did we not win the national championship?
3-foot three-point shooter not on the floor.
We didn't win the national championship because he went down.
He got hurt in the second half.
Yeah.
The best player, the best NBA ready player. Everybody's like, Baycott might be, but when he gets to the NBA, what's he gonna do? They don't have power forwards like that anymore, do they? 6'9" guys that rebound and that's Hansbrough. That's Hansbrough is what he is. I mean, unless he grows 4 more inches. So they. I think something in the locker room, Tom. Again, maybe they don't like Caleb Love's shot selection, and he's already.
Well, a lot of people don't.
I hate it.
Refuse Caleb Love.
Caleb has actually erased all of his Tar Heel stuff off his social media, y'all, because of the fans.
Can I ask you another thing? Yeah. The money you're getting paid, and we knew Baycott was getting money. We knew Love was getting money, but does that stop when he says no? That's the end of it. We're not going no further. Does your money stop coming to you then?
When what?
When basketball is done?
Well, I don't know what that name, image, and likeness deal.
That's what I'm saying.
Some of them might be for pizza, Terry.
Yeah. Well, I know.
We talked
that's what
about
I'm
that.
saying.
The guy for that one dude for Carolina got lemon Oreos.
You know,
which one was it? Which one likes the lemon Oreos?
I don't know about that. That's awesome.
One of the Tar Heels likes Leaky or Puff or one of the weird names likes lemon Oreos, and he got a name, image, likeness deal because he likes lemon Oreos.
When can I get one of those?
Name, image, and likeness deal or lemon Oreo?
Either one.
Tom,
I need the one for Chick-fil-A. That's what I need. I love Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Can I get one?
Name, image, and likeness deal. I just think people are overreacting so much on this. It's so much to the point. It's so disrespectful. To Hubert, but that's what I said. At this point, Hubert's got to decide if I'm going to put up with this.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Or I'm just going to walk away from you fools. It's not worth it to him. My other choice for coach was at the time, but I didn't think he had the experience. Was Jerry Stackhouse, but I was afraid that someone asked me the other day, would you want him to be? And I was like, well, maybe, but there's a 50-50 chance he's going to get in a fight with the other coach at some point.
He did win Coach of the Year. This year.
Yeah, he's very intelligent, knows what he's doing. I like Stack. It's just I didn't think he was ready for it. And I thought Hubert. I still think
Hubert's put his time in too. I mean, how long has Hubert been on the bench?
It doesn't. They're like hire someone from outside the program.
25 years.
Like Tom,
he's been there a while.
They won 20 games and they're losing their minds. The
program
program is in disaster.
I agree. If that was state and we won 20 games,
you can't say that Hubert don't know how to coach. He sat on the bench for 25 years behind all these. Come on,
played for teams.
Yeah.
Like how can he not know how to? You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have Manic. I'm telling you, that was probably the biggest issue that we had. And then Caleb Love's shot selection. I'm one of the ones that are detractors of it. I hated it.
Another thing too.
Job to rein
I think other things come into the. I ain't gonna say to make basketball terrible at Carolina was when Jason Cable come through and told him he was soft. He says, I've been there. I played on that team, and y'all were too soft.
Guys, I played on the team that sucked in the last 30 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all are soft.
I played on the worst team ever.
So, but then after that, think about it. After that happened, the very next thing that happened was Baycott had something to say to him. And then all of a sudden, in the next game he played, he touched the ball 6 times, only had 6 shots.
Tom, these are the
and then he should have went off. He should have went off on them.
These are the new banners that just got hung up at NC State's basketball arena.
You know what they should have done? They should have had Jordan come in and pep talk them and just destroy them.
For the folks that can't see on the radio, NC State has hung a couple new banners. 2023, 1-1 versus UNC, and 2023, UNC missed the NCAA.
Oh, my gosh.
But
Terry, I want to put the final dagger in y'all.
But Terry, it's to make fun of you guys, but also make fun of or me to give from perspective to the Tar Heel fans. Is that You could be NC State very quickly, couldn't you?
Yeah, could easily be.
Terry, honest, not to make
we
fun
don't
of,
get no respect.
Since
I'm being honest.
You haven't been to the Sweet 16 since 1983, and Carolina fans are losing their minds after being the national championship last year. It's just last year, guys. And you beat. It's what is it, ungratefulness? Is that the word? Or
As soon as you lose, they go away from. But
what have you done for me lately? It's got worse.
Losing.
Anybody thinks Hubert Davis should be fired, you're not.
We said it here before
Stop.
that the social media stuff has killed
everything in America.
You're right. That's what it is.
But
because people could be fed.
They
they could be fed misinformation. They could be biased information, which they take 100% at face value. And you guys have already made what point I was going to make. I mean, how many basketball programs would love to have Hubert Davis? Hey, Ohio State, we'll take you now. Holtman, he's kind of saved his job there at the end of the year by winning some games. But if you told me that Hubert Davis was going to be the next coach at Ohio State, I'd be excited. I mean, he's a great guy. He's a great coach. And it's just, I hate to say this, and I know there's a lot of Carolina fans that listen out there, but quit being stupid.
Well,
just quit being stupid.
Think of it from the other end when you have, and everybody kept saying, Carolina's 11 deep. But towards the end of the year, Hubert Davis really basically showed who he was because Hubert only likes going 7 or 8 deep.
He did that last year.
That's what I'm saying. That's just who he is. That's what he got these guys. This is what's going to happen. And that's when you start losing, when you got all these people transferring in to say, I'm going to play for Carolina. Then they're not playing. Then they saying, okay, I'm opting out of here. I'm going somewhere else.
I'm going to put this point. If the coach ain't playing more than 7 or 8 people, those guys ain't good enough to play.
Well, there you go.
In the NBA, you don't play more than 7 or 8
That's
people.
it.
You don't go 9. If you're wanting the 9th and 10th person to play, you don't like your starters, right?
Yeah.
Who played backup shooting guard of the Bulls? Anybody? Yeah. Someone name him. There wasn't one. They didn't have a guard on the roster. They moved Scotty to shooting guard for the 8 minutes Jordan didn't play. That was it. You don't back up the starters if they're good, but let's play 11 people. Now, I'm showing some highlights from back in the day in college basketball. Can any of y'all guess who this stud is scoring all over everybody? He's the all-time leading assist leader at his school. Terry, got a guess? He's a Hall of Famer. All-time leading assist at San Diego State.
Did he didn't play for the Knicks, did he?
Nope. Left-handed point guard.
Ain't Marshall Falk, is
Hall of Famer. All-time leader, single season and career leader in assist at San Diego State.
San Diego State.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the greatest left-handed hitter of all time.
Tony Gwynn.
Contact hitter. That's Tony Gwynn.
Wow. Look how skinny he is.
Tony Gwynn is not only one of the best contact hitters ever, he's the all-time leading assist leader at San Diego State.
How did he play both?
He's the man.
That's tough because
he's the
basketball
right
runs into baseball.
Sure does.
And Jordan made a good point. The muscle, remember how he had to change his muscle, the way he worked out and stuff like that? It's totally different for them two sports.
Yeah, every sport uses different muscles.
We remember when we came back to basketball, he was in baseball. It was different for him. It affected his shot and everything.
All right. I want to mention one more thing as we go, and we'll be done. North Carolina State.
We ain't even got started on state
That's
yet.
what I'm saying. Well, it won't last long.
That's what I'm saying.
This won't last long.
Like the tournament.
But anyway.
Terry, can I say something real? I can't remember what their record was when losing at halftime, but it was like really bad.
3-9.
Yeah. So you're putting a lot of this on the coach. So I would just
3
assume
and 10.
that the coach is not able to make the adjustments that are necessary to come back.
I don't know. We went up in the second half 37-30. We had a 7-point lead, but that lasted like every bit of a minute until they had taken the lead
You got to
back.
adjust to the adjustment. You
Well,
know, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
it's constant adjustment.
State come in yesterday at 20-1 when they were leading at halftime and 3-9 when they were behind. I mean, and I was like, this just don't make no sense. But then I saw us doing stuff that we haven't done all year. The big guy for Creighton, and I don't even want to know his name, don't care what his name is because I don't like it. But anyway, we could not stop him because they kept going over the top. Over the top. That's not how you play defense in the NCAA. We played Baycott twice.
a year and have an opportunity to play him 3 times when we meet him in the tournament, and we're back in behind him. We play Baycott. He's way better than this kid is. And we play behind him. But yesterday we're playing in front. We have no back help. Nobody's pivoting under to help. It wasn't like Purdue having back and front and side.
They did every time. Every time.
I mean, heck, I give up a 3-pointer every now and then. I know we didn't want Creighton to do that because they started like 0 for 18 from 3-point line. Yeah. I mean, they couldn't hit nothing out there. But we kept letting them throw over the top to him and him dunking.
It was fun.
Laying it in.
It was funny. You made the reference to the Purdue game. It looked like 2 elementary school kids guarding a high school kid in that game. But it worked, especially when you bring the ball to the floor. But when you're just outside, you got a bull down there. You put one behind, one in
front.
What
they did against Chris Lang with the Bell Boys and destroyed him.
Burns is as big as guy as this guy is. Just play behind him. Don't foul him. Just play tough D and move him.
Especially, when that works? When they can't hit threes. Because you're going to give up threes. Yeah. And I didn't see the state. I listened to a little bit on WHS when I was on my way home. But that's when that'll really work. We're going to put 2 on your big guy, 1 in front, 1 behind, make it hard for him to catch the ball, make it hard for him to move, kicks it outside. Go ahead. If you can't hit a 3, Yeah,
it just bothered me yesterday, and that's all I got to say about State. It just bothered me because we're playing in front of him instead of behind him. And when we played Carolina, we played behind Baycott. We didn't allow him. We let him catch and then him do whatever he's got to do, and that's the way we should have done this guy. But, that guy I kept telling them to watch was Jarkel Joyner, but then he stunk it up yesterday. He's 4 out of 16 from the floor. Yeah. We needed more out of him. Now, Smith showed why he was something more and above what State always has, because yesterday he knew how to drive against the big guy. He would hit him and then come off of him to do layups. He would make him have to play defense when he drove him to the hole. But, that's all we had for us yesterday, and that was it, because Burns couldn't do nothing. And Taekwon, heck, he had 2 fouls in the first minute. And I knew right then that we were in trouble.
So, Fairleigh Dickinson and Florida Atlantic defeat Memphis and Purdue.
They face each
Penny
other.
Hardaway. So everyone who sat in that room in that committee and put those brackets together and picked those teams have no idea what they're doing. Correct, Tom?
I think Memphis was the automatic bid.
So Tar Heel fans, it's okay. Clemson fans, it's okay. You might have got screwed.
I think Memphis was automatic. I think they won the tournament.
Championship.
Well, there's another one that somebody got mad because Penny had his little towel in his hands.
Yeah.
And he threw it halfway across the floor after they got
He did. So the conspiracy bracket is the East, Tom. So
Duke's coming out of that. Think of it, y'all.
Duke
beat this
has
week.
Tennessee.
That next.
Tennessee will not be able to play
today at 2:40. They play the winner of that Fairleigh Dickinson. Is it the coolest thing though about the Fairleigh Dickinson thing is that coach calling it?
He sure did. He said, "I watched the tape." He said, "We can beat these guys,"
and they did. Just called them out. He didn't care about putting it on the bulletin board, and said, "We're going to come in. We're going to beat y'all," and it did. He's got to feel like he can beat Florida Atlantic, don't he?
Why shouldn't he?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the last time the 16 won, they didn't advance. Because this is the only second time it's happened. I can't believe it's been 5 years already. I remember when Virginia got beat.
Yeah.
So according to the conspiracy, instead of Duke winning the ACC, Terry, when's the last time you saw ACC champion with a 5 seed?
There you go.
But they end up in the 5 seed, so maybe they should have just been the 1 seed here and play. They'll get to play Fairleigh Dickinson anyway. For
I think Duke fans. Was up like 12-0 on Oral Roberts or something like that. Oral Roberts came out poorly.
Yeah,
and just
they
never
were
got
all
in the
over
game
them from the start.
Yeah. Winner of that game, the other side of the bracket, Kansas State, the 3 seed, will play Kentucky tomorrow, the 6 seed. And then tomorrow, Marquette, the 2 seed, will play Michigan State, the 7 seed. In the West, Kansas, the 1 seed, plays Arkansas, the 8 seed, today at 5:15. Tomorrow, the 4 seed UConn plays the 5 seed St. Mary's at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow night, 9:40, TCU and Gonzaga play the 3 seed Gonzaga, 6 TCU. UCLA number 2 against number 7 Northwestern.
Back-to-back NCAAs for Northwestern.
Today at 8:40.
There's 20 million brackets, and they said none of them were.
None of them were right.
0 are correct. Up in the other side of the brackets, Houston plays the number 9 Auburn Tigers at 7 o'clock tonight. Number 4 Miami plays number 5 8:40 tomorrow evening. Tomorrow afternoon at 12:10, Xavier, the 3 seed, plays 11 Pitt, and then 2 seed Texas plays 10 seed Penn State 7:45 tonight.
Well, there's another one that survived was Xavier because Kennesaw State led that game
by like
probably
12.
Yeah.
Did you see the Xavier kids fighting, arguing with each other?
Well, so State was doing that.
The Xavier kids pretty much got into a fight with each other. So for you Pitt fans, if you're betting, I would bet the house on Pitt.
And again, Pitt was number 1 nation
like they were
last day of the season. Pitt's
gonna
win that game.
Yeah, the second place ACC team got to the 11th seed, Terry.
Yeah.
Crap. And had a play-in game, didn't we?
Yeah.
Didn't they?
That's
the play-in game.
The first place ACC got to 5, and the second place got 11 seed play-in.
But Iowa State yesterday, 41 points. That's out of that Pac-12 that they let everybody get in.
That's not Pac-12. That's Big 12, Terry.
It's the Big 12 of 10 teams, and they let 8 teams
Iowa's in the middle of the country.
8 of the 10 Big 12 teams. Yeah. Did I say that right, Tom?
8 out of 10. Yeah.
8 of the 10 Big 12 teams got in.
Yeah.
Again, the aliens are laughing at us, Tom. These are our highest academic institutions in the land.
Yeah, there's only 10 teams in the Big 12, and there's 14 in the Big 10.
And how many's in the Pac-10 or whatever it is?
Yeah.
It's all just insane.
No, it's called. They called it the Pac-12.
They don't want to rebrand so bad.
I know.
That's all they got to do is come up with a different name for it, and then we'll never have to change it.
Like, fix it and say y'all are not good enough.
Teams
just fix it and say y'all are not good enough to be in here in the Big 10, so we're gonna have 10 teams. Y'all other 4's got to go.
So stupid. All right, the final part of the bracket: Maryland 8 against number 1 tonight, 9:40 Alabama. San Diego State, the 5 seed, against Furman, who upset Virginia. Should Virginia be banned from this tournament by now?
I feel so sorry.
Purdue also.
The year after they got beat.
Yeah, I would feel so sorry for a Virginia fan. Like, can this happen again?
Purdue got 3 years in a row.
Should Fairleigh Dickinson coach be hired by Purdue? 100%, right?
Well, Painter coaches him. He played for him back in the 90s. I remember when he played.
You the 1 seed, and you get beat by the 16, and the guy called his shot, you're fired, and he gets the job, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that how it works?
Should be.
Creighton, number 6, against number 3, Baylor tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And today, 6 o'clock, Missouri against Princeton, who beat Arizona. Go Princeton.
And don't forget to include that WOHS 101.5, the boss, has games all the time. So if you're you're riding somewhere, just flip it to 101.5 and you can keep up with the action.
Or 92.9, Tom.
I left school yesterday, and that's where I flipped it to.
County folks.
Yeah, 92.9, the Cherryville station. Yeah, I always think 101.5. Of course, you're right, Kevin, because I'm in Cleveland County.
I'm the 92.9.
But 92.9 as well in Gaston County. Just turn it on if you're got your little 15-minute ride to the store. Listen to the game.
I listened to the games almost all the way to the Hornets game last night on 92.9. A little curve in 85, you lose it on the way into town, and then obviously you hit up in Hickory. I caught it in Boone around one of the curves going up as well. It just depended on which side of the mountain you were on. More Blowing Rock area than the Boone. All right, that's the tournament. We got to take a break. We're way behind on that. JP, when we come back, we'll talk World Series, World Baseball Classic, NFL, NBA, and more. KTCBroadcasting.com.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, where their customers come first. No matter the weather or the temperature, they'll be there to make sure you're comfortable. Ask about their safety furnace checkup for $99. Plus, ask about their up to $750 in rebates on select products. That's Shelby Heating and Air. Call 704-487-7877. Online at ShelbyHeating.com. See their page at WhatsUpShopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They are there when you need them.
I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss this Saturday, March 18th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at James River Equipment Company in Shelby for their spring open house event. Come in for some great specials on John Deere tractors, mowers, and implements. Plus, there will be some great giveaways too. Door prizes include a Greenworks trimmer package, drill, impact wrench, chainsaw, and more. Plus, we'll have free hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks from Dairy Queen. Plus, we'll have free giveaways too, including free DVD and Red Box movies, golf passes, food certificates, and more. Again, that's Saturday, March 18th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. The Spring John Deere Open House event at James River Equipment Company, 703 North Post Road, Highway 18 North in Shelby. Plan now to be there.
Now open the all-new Scooters Coffee in Cherryville, opening in their brand new store on Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right in front of Walmart. You'll find all your espresso favorites, including their signature drink, the Chamomile-licious, along with brewed coffee, tea, hot chocolate, and even lemonade, plus espresso blends and smoothies, and breakfast food and sweet treats too. The new Scooters Coffee on Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right in front of Walmart. Open 5:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. 7 days a week.
Tires, and more tires. Just thinking about them makes me tired. If you need tires, now's the time to see Butler's Tire and Auto in Kings Mountain. Right now, you can get tires at cost. That's right, at cost with an installation package. See Butler's Tire and Auto for the details. They have all kinds of tires, all-terrain, lawnmower, auto, light truck tires, and more, plus to do all types of automotive repair. Butler's Tire and Auto, 404 East King Street in Kings Mountain. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. Grizzly says, come shoot to win and save up to $150 on Liberty Buildings at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. You get 3 shots, valued at $50 each. Hit 1, save $50. Hit 2, save $100, or hit all 3 and save $150. Also, take 7% off all metal buildings priced under $20,000, and take 10% off all metal buildings priced over $20,000. Plus, take half off-site building expenses this month at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware.
What's up, Doc? That wascally wabbit is back again for the $1,000 Bunny with the Money shopping spree from KTC Broadcasting and WhatsUpShopper.com. Just register at any of our local participating merchants, including Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain, at the Substation 2 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, at Kurt's Premium Outlet in East Ridge on North New Hope Road in Gastonia, at This and That Trading Post in Dallas, at Shelby Hardware South Lafayette Street, Shelby, at Carpet One Interiors on East Ozark Avenue, Gastonia, at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, at Hojo Power Sports and Equipment on Griggs Street in Shelby, at Classic Volkswagen on East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia, and at Cummings Furniture on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. The drawing will be held on Friday, April 7th, so register to win. You could be this year's winner of the Bunny with the Money.
And welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
What?
Excuse me. I had a hiccup there.
What to say?
And remember, Shelby Heating and Air bringing you Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Give them a call, 704-487-7877, online, shelbyheating.com.
All right, so I got something creepy to show you guys. Baseball. Roberto Clemente, y'all remember him?
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen this interview? Well, right before he died. All right, Zach, if you'll hit a computer there, and I'll do that. I think we'll hear Roberto Clemente interview.
Soon can you get your 3,000 set? I know you're a little way from it, but you're going to take a good beat on it, I think, next year, won't you?
Well, you never know. If I'm alive, like I said before, you never know because God tells you how long you're going to be here. So you never know what can happen tomorrow. I would say that if everything goes well, I should get it before the All-Star game next year.
Soon can you get your 3,000 set? I know you're a little way from it, but you're going to take a good beat on it, I think, next year, won't you?
Well, you never know. If I'm alive...
You never know if I'm alive. And he crashed in a plane crash, right, Terry?
Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up with exactly 3,000 hits.
Yep, he did.
So tell me something. Ain't that weird? Now,
it is.
That's the creepy video of the week. Now, Tom, this is for you. This is Fun Time Baseball right here. This is old Cleveland. It's not Cleveland Indians baseball, but this is one of Tom's Cleveland Indians heroes.
Albert Bell.
Albert Bell getting plunked in the head and refusing to go to first base. Or in the shoulder. So Bale here, it was awesome. Woo! High and in.
I don't think he stole an aim. I think he got away from him.
So they tried to make him go to first, and Bale.
Like, nah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Forget it.
So
I'll take care of this.
He's trying. I think Bale was arguing, and it went off his
going
bat.
first.
I wonder if he let him hit.
Oh no!
Was this a spring? Was this a spring game?
No.
Oh.
The umpire, the coach for Baltimore has to come out there and make Albert go to first. He's on the Orioles right now, so he's sitting there arguing. He's saying it's a foul ball. He wants to hit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he's the one that takes it. The Orioles coach comes out and has to make his player go to first base. All right, let me talk to Albert before y'all all get beat up here.
Davey Johnson?
Look at him.
Yeah,
He's just staring at that
right.
picture.
Right, let me hit Eddie.
He's crazy. He was certified crazy. They finally had to talk him over to
He's
go
a good
to
ball
first.
player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he could hit it a
I
ton.
think his rookie card come out. He was Joey Bell. Is that right?
Yeah, Albert Joey Bell.
That's what they used to mock him. They would chant Joey, Joey, you know. Yeah. Like they did for Chipper Jones when he went to New York. They were chanting Larry. Yeah.
Well, I ain't calling no 40-year-old man Chipper.
It was funny because the New York fans put Larry from the Three Stooges head on his
That's
uniform
awesome.
and said, "Hello, Larry."
Awesome.
So we talk about Hall of Fame voting all the time, Zach. Here's Jimmy Fox's Hall of Fame voting record. Hit 500 home runs, 3 MVPs in his first Hall of Fame vote. 9%, 12%, 6%, 40%, 50%, 47%, 61%, and finally in 1951, 79% of baseball writers of America finally voted him over 75% in the Hall of Fame. Terry, what is wrong with these people? We can't. For people to think it happens now. It's been happening for years. It's been happening since 1950.
It's almost like all the elites. They get to do whatever they want to do without any. They just do it.
That's awful. I mean, did Jimmy Fox? We're not going to put him in. Wasn't even close.
And at that time, did anybody have any numbers like that?
No, there's like 6 people or
come
5
on.
people with 500 homers. Anyway, there's that. So then Zach, he was talking. Ken Griffey Jr. said he's going to get back. Who wants to get back on the field? He's got his batting average World Series baseball best.
I think it was like 500 or something crazy.
Well, here's Griffey hitting in the cage. He hit 6 or 7. He finally hit one out, and then he quit after that. I think it's this one. See ya. Look at that, the follow through. If he swings more, it's the last one he swings at, that one. Now, if you watch the video, you can hear it crack. You can hear the one that goes out is the one that echoes. The last one, I guess, is that one. But you could hear it echo whenever he hit it. Or maybe one more. Yeah, that was that one. So if you go watch the video, you watch it to
So
the
is he
end.
coaching the team?
Yeah,
batting coach.
He's the hitting coach.
Okay.
So him and another batting coach put on a little exhibition. I can't remember who the other guy was, but yeah, this is the one that he hit out. And see, I'm not pulling the volume up on it, but you could hear it when you do watch it. You just hear the echo. If you've ever watched batting practice in the major leagues, you know what I'm talking about. That when they hit it out, you can just tell the difference in that wood bat. But all right, baseball classic. A lot of fussing and fighting right now about whether they should be playing or not. One thing that I wanted to pull up is they've got the numbers right now. They're pulling almost Super Bowl like numbers, guys. And this, we're not talking about the championship. We're talking in the semifinals. And so we can't even make the argument. You can't make the argument nobody cares about it. Now the fans of particular teams are, I'm sure some of them not happy. Mets fans are mad now because they lost their closer and everything. But
they get hurt.
Yeah, he's out for the season. Edwin Diaz.
Yeah. What happened?
Tore his PCL.
Celebrate.
On a celebrate.
After they won, jumping up and down after the game. Here's what's funny.
Yeah.
Did you know the New York Mets in spring training actually practice winning the World Series? So folks are like, he wouldn't have got hurt if he wasn't celebrating. But so somebody went and showed a video that the Mets will run a drill where they win a game so nobody does get hurt. So they actually practice not getting hurt and winning. Kerry, have you ever heard anybody practice dogpiling besides Shelby? I know Shelby practices getting on the dog pile so nobody gets hurt. I'm talking about after the game, the celebration. I've never heard of practicing celebrating. Have you? And the Mets? Is that weird? So, what do you think? Are you guys, would you rather watch spring training ball? I mean, the players, I think they asked, was it 7 players, player from 7 different nations? 6 of them said they would rather win this than the World Series. 6 of the 7.
I mean, it ain't no different than Dream Team basketball, I would think, right?
Or the World Cup.
Yeah, it's like Olympic stuff. I don't have a problem with.
They don't have Olympic baseball anymore. So.
Well, who won last night between Venezuela? I know they were playing.
I don't know.
I think they do baseball like every 8 or 12 years in the Olympics. I think I saw they're going to bring it back for 2028, maybe.
I didn't quite understand how they had this thing set up, though. Because the United States plays today. If they win today, they play tomorrow. Where the team that played last night don't play again until Monday.
All right, so there's a big argument, and there's some people mad. Fox and the World Series Baseball Classic changed the bracket.
Okay,
so the USA could fit better into their broadcast schedule.
Oh,
so I think it's the Mexican team, or one of them is really mad about it.
Well, I didn't quite understand it. I can't remember who Venezuela was playing.
It has to do with the time of games.
Right.
Yeah, but
they wanted the American team playing at a certain time on Fox on Sunday.
Maybe that's how it is then, because they'll play. If they win today, they play tomorrow.
Yes.
And I'm like, how in the world does the team that played Friday don't go until Monday?
Yes.
You know?
So that I don't know the exact details. I did see, but that is the case. Is that the USA game was moved around? I think it's Mexico or one of the other ones.
Cuba beat.
That are really upset about
Let's see. There's Venezuela.
You can read it. Semifinals: Cuba and somebody. USA Venezuela. The winner of USA Venezuela today. Yeah. It's 7 p.m. tonight. Mexico and Japan's already in. Cuba's in. The last one in the semifinals is USA.
Yeah, tonight. And they play tomorrow. So you play on Sunday where the team that
won
last night.
Venezuela?
Cuba.
Plays Monday.
Play Cuba. If we win today, we play Cuba tomorrow. Play Venezuela today, and then if we beat them, we play Cuba tomorrow, and then we'll play the winner of Mexico and Japan.
Mexico's already beat us, right?
Earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the only loss we had. Am I right? Was Mexico?
Sure there, sir.
How is Japan? Do they seed them?
Well, they was the.
They have to qualify for the tournament, Tom.
They was the pool.
How is Japan the 9 seed?
Yeah, they were the. No, that's what they were, wasn't it? Japan won 9-3.
Test score.
Oh, I was thinking that was seeds too.
I
so
thought that was seeds.
I did too.
Okay.
Yeah,
test score.
Mexico beat Puerto Rico 5-4.
Well, there's your pool play standing.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we were second. Mexico was first or Venezuela.
Yeah, Mexico beat us.
Yeah.
Great Britain.
Mexico 3-1, USA 3-1 in pool play. Japan was 4-0. They're still undefeated. And
Venezuela, who we got.
Italy was
Cuba
2-2 in pool play. Wow.
Venezuela, who we got to play, undefeated.
Cuba was 2-2. Well, Tom, y'all brought the coffee. You wouldn't think he's going to win this thing?
See, but people
ever drinking espressos in the dugout.
People do have to.
You're going to enjoy this.
People do have to understand, though. What is it? It's got to be around 50% of major league players are not born in the United States.
It's a lot. It is.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So it's the championship is Tuesday, 7:00 in Miami. So if USA wins tonight, they'll play tomorrow at 7 against Cuba. And then Monday, Mexico and Japan. That's what Mexico and Japan was mad about because they would have to play the championship
right
the
very
next day.
next
So,
yeah. Well, I didn't quite understand us playing today and tomorrow.
Tom, was Piazza y'all's head coach?
Who's y'all?
The Italians.
He was hitting the other day. I don't know if he's playing for him or not.
I just find
Did you see him batting?
I find this surprising how people say y'all.
Well, it's you.
They throw that word around, y'all.
Yeah, you all.
I mean, but no, it's like I have people do that all the time.
That's just
like somehow I'm part of a group.
That's a southern version of you guys.
No.
Did you not claim the Italians during the World Cup?
Y'all in certain groups, like
all
of a sudden, because I have an Italian last name. Who's coaching y'all? Last time I thought I was an American.
Well, just say
I thought I was an American.
Us.
Am
just
I?
Say us.
Am I an American?
Did you not pull for Italy in the World Cup? Am I confused?
I pull for Italy once the United States is not in the tournament.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
Oh, that's what they all
Okay,
say.
if Italy plays the United States, I pull for the United States. I am an American.
Oh.
Last time I checked. Am I an American? That's what my passport says. I don't know who the coach of the Italian team is, if that's what you're asking.
Piazza was taking batting practice the other day.
Well,
He was asking about Piazza.
That's not.
Yeah, y'all.
Y'all.
He looked in a lot better shape than Griffey did.
Well, you're from Ohio, and y'all were not part of the original 13 colonies.
Piazza didn't have the dad bod going on.
Go back to Italy.
Okay.
Eat a pizza. Eat a cannoli.
All right. Yes, that's what I'll do.
All right.
Y'all.
Any thoughts on this baseball class or anything, Terry? Before we get out of here, or is it okay? Is this?
This is fun. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's generated interest, and if baseball needs anything, it needs to win back some fans because football is such the draw. Yeah, I think it's taken away. So I mean, I don't think it has, but I think something like this, it puts them on an international stage, generates interest, and I think they've made. I know it's kind of a side note, but I think they've made some good choices with the pitch clock and a few other things to speed the games up, cutting these games by about 30 minutes. I think that's a good move.
I
know you don't agree, Kevin.
It's not that I don't. I like the idea. I don't like the details of it. Like the batter. I don't know. To me, it's like you give them 25 seconds. What is the number anyway? Is it 25, 20? I don't even know.
I think it's 25 seconds.
So you give him 25 seconds and then let the pitcher. He's got 25 seconds. I don't understand why the batter has to look at the pitcher. If I'm in the box, I've never had to look at the pitcher before. It's totally changed, like everything these guys have ever had to do in their life to play. And then I understand the guy. I don't want him walking around and wasting all the time.
Yeah.
The fixing your, you watch a ball and then now you need to fix your gloves.
Yeah. No more Garcia Parra.
Ever play.
Right.
Remember Garcia Parra and this thing.
But that could have been simplified, Tom, as keep one foot in the
box.
In the box. You don't leave the box, right? And then you get back and
you're not supposed to. I mean,
and then you have the 20-second clock and the pitcher don't throw it by then, fine. But I don't see the weird rules on the hitter's got to be looking at a guy or this and that. I don't know.
Well, my whole deal is this: as an umpire, how many times do we see an umpire tell the batter to get back in the box? Let's go. You don't do that in Major League Baseball. No. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but up there, you don't see nobody telling them.
Like I said, they could have forced like rules that are already there as opposed to. It's just details. I'm not saying I hate it.
It just makes it more tangible.
I like it. I like maybe you got to throw it by 20. I didn't think they were going to give rules to the batters and stuff other than, hey pitchers, you got a 20-second rule, throw the ball.
But now on the backside of it, my daughter was one of those that come out and said, I knew what we were doing. It's on me. I mean, it's not like they don't understand what's happening here. Now, if you become the regular season game, he might have a whole different of opinion.
My question
about
is,
what happened.
When is this coming to the lower stuff? Like it always does.
Oh, it will.
It always does.
It will.
It won't bother me a bit in high school.
But who's going to keep that?
True.
Like who's keeping the pitch clock time? Now you're arguing pitches and pitch clock, and it's at some point. I don't know if it's baseball anymore. I want the pitches get pitched faster. I get it.
In high school baseball, the problem is not pitchers taking too long. The problem in high school baseball is kids have a harder time making plays. So therefore, you're making 5 outs an inning instead of 3. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's what makes the game last longer at high school level. I've had did a middle school game. It was 2 hours and 30 minutes. And those are 7-inning games.
Yeah.
I did 1 9-inning high school game, 3 hours and 15 minutes. I did another 7-inning high school game. It was 6.5 because the home team. No, it was 7. It was full 7, but it was 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I mean, at the high school level, they don't have the same problems as the major league level. Major leaguers are making plays. Yeah. And high schoolers just. I mean, you don't expect them to be professionals. I mean, they're not. So, I mean, I'm all for, like, middle school. I think 5 or 6 innings is plenty for middle school, but they play 7, just like the high school. And what's funny is, like a middle school football game, 8 minutes, JV, 10, varsity, 12. It's the only sport where middle school, JV, varsity is all 7 innings. It's just different than other levels. I think you'd get a little bit better quality because, we talked about pitching. I wouldn't think it's crazy to say let's play 6 innings in high school because they don't have as many players as they used to. You know what I mean? It seemed like, baseball team, you'd have 30, 40 guys come out.
Yeah. But
You know?
the kids aren't as skilled. We talked about that. The kids aren't skilled anymore. That's why you ain't getting the pictures.
It's kind of funny how there's more travel ball, but it seems like there's less skill. Makes you wonder. You know, who's coaching them? Somebody knows what they're doing, or daddy. You know, who's coaching them?
Well, real quick theory on that one is you're right, Tom. You've got those kids that are playing travel ball, but the only ones that are playing travel ball are the top percentage of them. So like, in my rec league and little league, I think we had 8 to 12 to 8 to 10 teams just in Cherville Little League.
Right.
So of those 8 to 12 teams, how many would make the middle school roster? 2 kids per team, one per team, right?
Yeah.
So you've got way more in it, then it gets funneled down. So when you've got these kids playing these travel ball teams, they're not all from the same school. A lot of them, like they're from different schools. So you're taking those top ones, and then they're all going. So that leaves out the ones that aren't that good. So or don't take it serious. The regular recreation kids. And Terry, you saw this in competition with what I coached last year. The teams that I coach were the kids that don't play weekend ball. We play the kids that do play weekend ball. They run up the score 30-1. How does it make it any fun for our kids whatsoever? So growing up, the kids that made Chris Mason that played AA baseball and Ralph Roberts that played AA baseball played against the kids who would never ever make a middle school team. Now they don't play against those.
Right. Yeah.
And those kids, there's no mixture of the kids in school. Like I'm friends with almost everybody in my grade. I can almost name everybody who played baseball in my grade when they were 15 years old. And that's how you almost know everybody's playing sports with them. And now if you're not playing with them and you're traveling with them, and what connection do you have? If you're not playing, like say, if Judah's going to his new school, how many kids is he actually playing sports with? Almost none, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't even see the same kids in school as you do on the weekend. So there's a lot of, I think that, Tom, with the issue as far as why it's not, you're not seeing that many anymore. It's because the kids who had a chance to have fun with it, there is no fun with it.
Right, yeah.
I'm getting stomped in the ground and trying to learn instead of just...
So they quit playing.
Instead of having 1 or 2 really good kids on the team, it's not a mixture. It's really good or nothing, and it's hard to do that.
Thank you, Daddy Ball.
Same thing with the basketball. The AAU basketball stuff is the same. I don't know. It's weird. Final thing on the baseball, I did want to pull this up, and the guys today, Jordan played against plumbers. We're talking about 90s people now that they do this and talk about them. Yeah. So this is Shohei Ohtani and the whole Japanese baseball team getting struck out by a electrician from Czechoslovakia who's 5'8", and his fastest ball he threw was 79, and he struck out the side, Tom.
Throwing the eephus.
So again, and I'm not putting Ohtani down because guys with today's internet and everything going on, he's going to be this generation's Babe Ruth. Like this is what we're looking at. You have to realize what he's throwing 102 miles per hour and he's hitting 40, 50 home runs. This is Babe Ruth that we're looking at with social media. Like he's going to be the biggest star in the world soon. And I just think it's funny and cool. And they talk about, again, the plumbers and whatever. And then we got a 5'8" Andrejas Satoria from Czechoslovakia striking out the side of Japan, who's undefeated in this World Baseball Classic. It's not like they're a bad team.
And I think if you're hitting baseballs normally it's 100 miles an hour, it's probably really hard to adjust to an 80-mile-an-hour baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the guy that one of the kids, I can't remember which country, so don't get me wrong, I think it might have been Dominican. One of them struck out the three on the American team, and then he got offered a contract.
Yes, sure did.
From one of the teams. So it just
Detroit.
Goes, right.
I think it's Detroit.
Right. So baseball is a funny sport. Who sees you, timing and all that. All right, we gotta take a break. We come back. JP, we've still got NASCAR, NBA, and NFL on KDCBroadcasting.com.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, where their customers come first. No matter the weather or the temperature, they'll be there to make sure you're comfortable. Ask about their safety furnace checkup for $99. Plus, ask about their up to $750 in rebates on select products. That's Shelby Heating and Air. Call 704-487-7877. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They are there when you need them.
There's no use to be cold this coming winter. Head on into Today's Pro in Shelby for warmth and comfort. From gas logs to fireplaces to inserts and more. With name brands like Empire, Monessen, and Buckstone. Be ready for old man winter today with a stop at Today's Pro in Shelby. And they also do service calls. And don't forget they fill those propane cylinders. Just call 704-600-8393. 704-600-8393. Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspro.com.
The all-new Yamaha Grizzly 90 is built to bring maximum fun and off-road excitement to youth ATV riders aged 10 and older. With its low-maintenance 90cc engine, an easy-to-use full automatic CVT transmission with reverse, electric start, and durable proven components, the all-new Grizzly 90 offers confidence-inspiring performance with Grizzly family style. Visit Full Throttle Power Sports to see the all-new Yamaha Grizzly 90 at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell.
It's time to go fishing, but first head to the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. See what Guy Acre has for sale, like an Abu Garcia Vengeance Rod and Reel. Buy one, get one free. All-Star rods, 2 for $99. And Bahana sunglasses, 20% off. The Great Outdoors also has new turkey decoys and turkey calls by Dead End Game and Bone Collector. And they'll beat anybody's price on the famous Camus Bass Boats. Plus select AFCO winter merchandise, 35% off. The Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoor.com. Like them on Facebook too.
It's time to open that pool and get it ready for summer fun. Let a professional from Gage Pool and Spa in Gastonia open your pool. It'll be a crystal clear summer of fun. They carry a full line of pool chemicals. Gage Pool and Spa sells and installs spas, saunas, above-ground pools. They even do vinyl liner replacement. That's Gage Pool and Spa, 3025 Union Road, Gastonia. Visit their website at gagepoolandspa.com. Like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Boyd Tire and Appliance has been serving the Clover and surrounding area with the finest quality of home appliances, televisions, lawn equipment and parts, tires and more. They feature in-house financing with 90 days same as cash, and they service what they sell. Drop by their showroom at 110 North Main Street in Clover, open 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Call 803-222-3231 for Boyd Tire and Appliance and Boyd Lawn and Garden. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
And brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877, online, shelbyheating.com. And I just want to say, Kevin, thank you for backing me up and saying that I am an American, Kevin. I am an American. Recognize it. I am an American.
You're as American as Rocky Balboa.
Rocky was an American. How could you not
Rocky's
say?
not real, Tom.
Rocky is real. That's real. It's a documentary. What are you talking about? He is a real person. There's a statue to him. Rocky is real. What are you talking about? Anyway, thank you, Kevin. These fools over here trying to take away my nationality, but you know that's the way Kevin is. And over the break, we were talking about umpires making calls, making revenge calls. And I will tell you, Terry will tell you, as an umpire, you feel like you want to do that every now and then, but then you have to take a deep breath and say, it's about the kids, man. It's about the kids. Just because baseball daddy over there, his wife don't like him no more.
A kid. That was a 20-something
and his wife don't like him no more, and his friends don't like him no more. And, you know, he's mad at the world, so he comes out there and yells at you. Don't take it out on a 13-year-old kid. You know,
well, Tommy's a lot of things you learn as we doing what we do. A lot of times you can be friends with somebody and then all of a sudden see them try to exceed what can be allowed on the field.
Oh, yeah.
And you end up having almost, okay, if this is how you want it called, then okay, this is what we're going to do and put it like it is. And then they're mad and they're mad at you, but then you're like, hey, I'm doing it like it should be done now. Now this just took you completely out of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of things happen and I'm like you. A lot of times I do sit back and will not toss nobody. When I was younger, it was no question. You question me, boom, you're gone. But as I've got older, I'm like, okay, I'll listen more to what you got to say. But I've been with a lot of guys down on the eastern end of North Carolina. They don't do that. They do it the old way, no matter how old they get, and they just don't take it. Where me and you might will take a little bit more.
Even a guy I don't like, even a guy I don't like, and there's I won't name any, but there's plenty of guys that don't, and they don't like me, and it's fine. It's fine. I mean, they don't they pretend like they like you, but they don't like you, and that's okay. But I'll try to pull them over there and talk to them.
Yeah.
Like after getting yelled at a little bit, it's like, well, let's talk about this. Well, you're wrong. You're squeezing. I'm gonna tell you, no, I'm not. And one of the things I tell them is, why would I lie to you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, if I missed it, I missed it, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to do what that guy did in that game. I'm not going to do that and say it's a strike like Kevin over there. I disagree with you, Kevin. Respectfully, I disagree with you.
We got different strike zones, Tom. That's all the issue is. Mine's a little wider than yours. But it winds up and late in the game.
But in the end, it's like even the guys I don't like, if you'll come over here and talk, we'll talk about it, and you're going to go home and tell your wife how terrible I am and and that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's as an umpire, you can't do what that guy did. You can't do that.
You're not supposed to argue balls and strikes. True or
right,
false?
but throw him out of the game. Throw him out of the game. If you want to do that, if he jumps around and does a little Tinkerbell dance,
I could eject him like Liam Nelson, or I could call the next pitch no matter where it is, strike 3.
Well, the worst thing that I do to him,
he
if
stays
I
in the
hear
game
that,
and he strikes out.
See, but if he would have waited one more pitch, if he would have called that one a ball, and then maybe got another one that's 2 balls outside and get him on that pitch. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to wait if you want to do that, you got to wait for a pitch you can do that on. If that pitch is in the dirt, you can't do that in a college game. You can't do that in a college
zone.
Not Kevin.
That's my strike
ball's
zone.
in the dirt, okay?
Well, you got to adjust. You got Sam Holmesley called balls this far off the dirt for 40 years.
But he was Sam. He called that pitch if he loved you or hated you. He called that pitch. You know,
but if you told Sam that was wrong, the next one that was touched the dirt was a strike.
Well, one of the first things I ever learned when I was doing it, and I was with an older guy, and the first thing he did, he stepped out and he looked at the coach, and he says, "Are you questioning my balls and strikes?" And the coach says, "Well, yeah," like that, and he goes, "Time." Walks over to him, nicest guy I've ever seen in my life. Walks over there. I see the guy turn around, give the clipboard to somebody else, walks in there, grabs the stuff, and out the door he went. He walks back over, gets behind the plate. Let's play ball. It was so neat. And I'm like, I didn't even know he did that. And then all of a sudden I walk up to him and I said, "What you doing?" He said, "I tossed him, but I did it nicely."
Yeah. I mean, it's your balls and strikes warning. You know? And sometimes they'll pop back off. It's kind of like you're trained. It's like he's going to say something else.
Oh, yeah, you know.
And then you just look at him unless he says something really bad. Like if he says something like, "Oh, is it? How many warnings do I get?" Then he's gone. You know, if he says something like, "Well, thank you, taking up for my kids," I say, "Okay, you're done." You know, as long as they don't do I tossed a kid for saying that. That's your warning. Well, how many warnings do I get? You're done. You know, I mean, you got no choice. I mean, you got no choice.
Don't get personal with me.
You know, don't get personal. And the last person I had to throw out, it was a check swing. And of course, the first base umpire tells me, "Well, you missed it." I was like, "Thanks a lot." It was a check swing. Okay, I think it was like a 9-0 game. It was a check swing. So I might have been a little overeager to get a strike.
Right.
Okay. So he checks. Yes, he did. I mean, I saw it. Yes, he did. He turns around and looks at me. "Dude, are you effing kidding me?" Loud enough for everybody here. No, I got no choice.
You're gone.
You know, if he would have come up right to my face and said, "Tom, that's the worst effing call you ever made," I probably would have left him in the game. You know what I mean? But once you throw your arms out and scream at me like that, what am I supposed to do? I mean, you know, Terry and I will tell you, it's like nobody's perfect. I don't care.
No,
Nobody's
I don't
perfect.
care who you are.
And I've talked to some coaches that say, "Well, I know that umpire's going to make 3 or 4 mistakes that hurt us, balls and strikes or whatever, but I know they're going to do the same thing to the other team. So unless it's egregious, I don't say anything." And I kind of do the same thing to the coach. I mean, he's going to do 3 or 4 things that make me mad during the game, but if I just kind of let it go and not escalate it, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like the gentleman's agreement, but some of them just don't. Some people just, they come mad, Terry.
They do.
They come mad, and they had a bad day, and their wife was texting some other dude, and they're going to come out and take it out on you. I mean, I'm just convinced that's what it is. But anyway,
weirdest thing how coaches act. On
they do.
Stuff.
They weird, man. I'm telling you, man. It's weird. It's just like getting out all their inner anger.
So all right. I found it real quick. Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
I listened to them on the radio the other day because
Right.
I want to say this. Calvin had that game on instead of the Hornets and the Cavaliers. So I wanted really bad to call Calvin and say, Calvin, how come you don't have the Cavaliers and Hornets on? But he had the end up.
Have you seen the Hornets play?
But they were playing the Cavaliers. Ricky Rubio was in the game.
Oh yeah, that was important.
It's like Ricky Rubio's in the game and Calvin's not listening.
We had him on KTC and didn't. So this is so Terry, the spread is 24.
Oh, this is the one.
With 3 seconds left in the game. And let's back it up just a little bit if I can. So Alabama goes up 24. Tom, this is the play with
This is the one he's laughing about. It's 24. The spread is 24.
And this kid pulls 3 at the
bang.
buzzer.
That's
bang.
awesome.
There goes the spread. And there's articles. Where is it at? Gamblers lash out at Texas A&M Corpus Christi guard for beating spread by draining 3. Whoever just shot that 3 to blow my Alabama spread, I will find you. Like this gambling stuff is big, and when you put it in the stadiums, you could honestly, Terry, have a safety or security issue at some point. Having the betting actually in the stadiums the way they do now, one thing to be maybe concerned about. But yeah, there's your gambling of the day. All right, NBA. We talked a little bit earlier about the Hornets. Told you a little bit about the 76ers and more. My only NBA video of the day. Really is Michael Jordan here, and this is him. One of the greatest moments in Charlotte Hornets history is him and Malik Monk, and Jordan trying to talk to Malik, ask him what he did. He's like, "What you doing, huh?" And Malik tries to explain it to him, and Jordan points at the clock. Malik says something back, and bam! Jordan smacked him in the back of the head.
I'm your boss.
Watch Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges turns around like, oh. Bam! And then watch Miles Bridges. Whoop! I'm turning around.
See, but that's like old school.
It is.
Right.
That's what adults would do to you.
Right.
When you were acting stupid.
Right.
That's what happened to me when I started training in the meat department. When I was 20, I done something wrong, and the meat manager whacked me upside the back of the head.
Back in the day, somebody who was not your father would take you and jerk you by the shirt collar and tell you to shut up.
Yep.
When you were acting the fool.
Is that not probably, maybe, one of the most important moments in that man's life right there?
Right.
Probably.
Right.
Yes.
He's done pretty well.
I guarantee you.
And he's probably remembered what he done wrong.
Yes, he's not forgot that.
Michael Jordan smacks you in the back of the head on a play.
Like, are you stupid?
You're not going to forget.
I remember one time there was a bad snap in a game, and, everybody knew that I was about as athletic as, a three-legged giraffe. So I picked it up, started to run, and then nobody was coming, so I just kicked it. I thought I did okay, but I saw Coach Stewart, and I tried to get away from him. I tried to run to the end, and he ran all the way, and he got about that far away from my face and told me if I ever did that again, you're never going to play again. Y'all take your pads. You are not going to do that again. And I still remember that. And it's like, he was right. Mm-hmm. Why am I trying to be a hero out there? Why am I trying to be something I'm not? But you do that to kids today, and they have to go see a therapist.
Right. You'll be banned from coaching, won't you, Zach?
It's just I don't understand.
Kids can't play anymore.
It's just when an adult chewed you out, it meant something. You were doing something wrong. When an adult
every coach I ever played
for,
for, Dean Smith, Mike Krzyzewski, none of these people could coach today.
Well,
no, they can't.
Not a single one.
No.
Well, another story, and then Tom, it goes with yours.
Yeah.
Because when I was like 12, 13 years old, and we had our softball team at our Pisgah United Methodist Church, and we're playing out in Boger City, and I had to come up, and everybody was telling them, "Oh, he's 16, because we had to have me because we didn't have enough that night." So I'm playing. Well, I go up there, and we're in the last inning, and everybody tells me, just strike out, because our top of the bat lineup comes up next, and I was batting last. Wasn't no big deal here.
Yeah.
But I was like, walked up there, and I'm like, darn. Well, I struck out, and I went walking back over, and my mom's like, swing the bat. I mean, my mom didn't know. She's like, swing the bat. Yeah. Well, it comes on later in life. I've got my son, and we're playing in a qualifying tournament over in Concord, and my son's playing with us. Again, here we are. We didn't have enough players. My son's put on the field to make us have enough so we could play. He comes up in the end, and I told him, I said, swing away, son. And he is like, yeah, but Dad, I said, no, you swing away. I don't care. Because, I mean, it come back to me of what happened to me. Well, he swings. He hits a line drive to the shortstop. Shortstop catches it. We go in extra innings. Only thing I did, I run over to him. I picked up his glove, run by him, give it to him. Let's go play D. And off the field we went. Because I remember how I felt of when I walked up there and they told me to strike out.
Because nobody else probably knew what was going on.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, I'm not doing that to my son. We're swinging. Swing the bat, son. If you get a hit here, we win the game, and we don't go in extra innings. But this is your opportunity. Even if you fail, no big deal. We're still playing.
I don't see what the advantage of striking out. Were they worried about you hitting into a double play?
That's what they was worrying about.
Okay.
So the leader could come up the next inning. But you know what he did? He flew out to center field.
And the inning was over anyway.
Yep, the game was
over.
Well,
I mean, just getting back to the original. I mean, it's okay for adults to be mean to kids every now and then. You know what I mean? And now you can't. I mean, you say one little thing to a kid. I mean, I've given kids like they're tardy for class, so you put a tardy in the computer, and they lose their mind.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, it's just
Tom,
like
not only the kids,
they go crazy.
Adults too.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
The enablers.
I was told I did okay with the kids. I hurt an adult's feeling.
I'm just telling you.
I hurt an adult's feelings.
I'm just telling you. Now I'm saying.
I tell them to look in their mirror and accept responsibility is what I told an adult. And that is not acceptable.
I mean, if you're screaming in the face of somebody, call them a GDMF or something like okay, it's too far. But just what Michael Jordan did there, that was something you would expect. If you were being disrespectful to a girl in the hall or you were just clowning around and somebody came and slapped you in the back of the head, that was telling you, look, dude, you're being an idiot right now. Stop it.
Yeah. My uncle would have did that to me.
Yeah,
my dad wouldn't have. My uncle would have walked up
or somebody who knew you, somebody who knew you for a long time would do that. I'm not talking about strangers.
Anybody that would be upset about that has never watched any football practice ever. People are slapped in the head.
You're right.
Or they grab
people grabbing your helmet
for every 5 seconds.
You could probably find the one
like
where Lou Holtz reached up to that 6'10" lineman and grabbed his face mask. I mean, that's just. I mean, Arlie Ermey's dead now, but he said one time, he says, I can't, I sort of, every once in a while, you got to put your hands on somebody to get their attention.
Yes.
I mean, and it's just one of those things, man. And it's just like my day of being done teaching is coming soon. But one of the reasons why is, I mean, and I love the kids, but it's just, man, you can't redirect at all. You redirect one little bit.
You're done.
And it's just like, they just can't handle it anymore. I mean, it's just, I don't know. But that clip, that just reminded me of being a kid, getting slapped in the back of the head. I mean, we got slapped in the back of the head, and we turned out fine.
Yeah. All right. NBA, the Hornets are now officially eliminated from the playoffs, Tom. So, here we go again, man.
Anna had a good time. The Cavs backups came back from 16 down and that might have been the Sunday game. Yeah, the Sunday game, Hornets had the Cavs beat. They had them by like 17. End up losing by 7, and we didn't even have Mitchell. We didn't have Mitchell, and we hadn't had Jared Allen, and we still.
I think we're like fourth in the
Charlotte Hornets have 4 more road wins than the Golden State Warriors do this year.
Golden State's. They've been talking about that with how they're concerned about Golden State with their road problems.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, just wait though, y'all. You know as well as I do. I don't care how bad they are right now. When all of a sudden you say playoffs, it's a whole different game.
Draymond starts turning it on. He gets 9-9.
I heard a guy the other day, and I know Tom and Kevin and Zach, the first words that come out of this guy's mouth.
Oh, no.
Yes. And this was on NBA TV. First words that come out of this guy's mouth. If Draymond wasn't there, this team would not be where they are today. Even competing because of the leadership that he brings on the defensive
I know. He just walked
end.
off the court the other day.
You're lucky.
His leadership.
He let him off the court the other day. I'm glad I didn't follow him.
You're lucky there's no FCC ridiculousness rule because this show would have been banned years ago.
The reason they're as bad as they are is because he punched the backup point guard to start the season.
No.
And that's why the backup point guard didn't throw in the ball the other day.
So bad.
You would think I'm going to throw you the ball.
No, it was so bad the other day because they were not playing defense and Draymond was having this. That's the reason I keep telling y'all week after week after week, look who's in the middle. Draymond can't not go guard his man because nobody else plays defense on this team. And he's having to play the middle. Even Clay was known for his defense. Clay don't play no more defense. Draymond's stuck in the middle. And the other day he got so mad, and it wasn't Poole this time. It was another guy. He got so mad because he did not go guard his guy. And Draymond's almost like shoving him over there to get to his guy. Like, that's your man. That's your man. And, I've got the rest of it. Y'all just play defense out there, and I'll get to my man when I can.
But I thought he was the leader. Shouldn't they be following him?
He is the leader.
Then why ain't they listening to him?
Well, the guy went to where he was supposed to
Poor
go.
leadership.
The guy went to where he was supposed to go.
Terry, your math problems never add up.
Yeah.
He doesn't teach math at West Lincoln, thank God.
The guy went to where he told him to go.
Yeah.
That's what it was about.
It never adds up. But Milwaukee's the only team in the East to clinch. Denver's clinched. In the West, MVP race down to Embiid and Jokic, everybody says. Giannis, he wants a piece of that. Boston's in second, Philadelphia third, Cleveland fourth. Just by watching, whoever comes out the West is who I'm going to pick, unless it's Milwaukee. I might give them a chance, depending on who the matchup is.
Well, you go West, and I'm limited on teams over there. I don't think half of them are good. I think they all have talent. They all have a lot of people who think they can play. But then when you get to the playoffs, like Denver's not going to match up with a soul to play. They'll be out of it. I mean, they lead the thing, but they'll be out of it. It'll be between Golden State and Phoenix.
They'll be out of it.
Those will be the ones.
Well, they'll be out of it when?
What? As soon as they probably second round. Second round, they'll be gone.
Pull up the West.
Pull up the West.
Pull up the West.
There's Denver.
So Denver is going to be. So
there you go. Right there's their problem. Don't let them match up with Phoenix because that's 1 against 4. That's going to happen. If they match against Phoenix, Denver's gone.
I don't know about that.
They probably should. If Kevin Durant's healthy, what can Denver do against?
That's
Phoenix?
what I'm saying.
Because DeAndre Ayton can play with Jokic. It's not like he's a scrub.
I mean, for Phoenix, Denver's got to hope Phoenix drops a game or two to get below Dallas or somebody.
In fact, Terry, true or false, they could. I mean, Durant can guard Jokic, can't he?
Oh yeah, easy.
I mean, he's playing the playoffs. Jokic don't bang down low or anything, does I mean,
he does.
He's just at the top of the key.
Yeah, look how close it is, though. That could be any of those 4 teams.
It could.
I mean, it's 2 games.
Yeah, I'm quite sure Denver's sitting there because they got a 4-game lead. They know they're not going nowhere.
And the team that nobody talks about is Sacramento.
Memphis is
nobody
not
talks
doing
about
anything.
Yeah, I don't think anybody believes in Sacramento. That's the problem
because they've been bad so long. What about
they got a European as one of their best players.
What about the guy who Morant just got suspended, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think Memphis is going to do anything.
They gave him 10 games, didn't they?
Somebody said the other day that they're pretty sure he's done.
I don't like Dallas's matchups. I don't like Golden State.
He did get 10.
Everybody's got to remember about Golden State, though. Wiggins hadn't played since like January.
Yeah, I know.
He's got something's going on in his family. Yeah. They won't say what it is. Whether he's having marital problems or someone's hurt or sick or what's going on. You're
talking about 18 points.
They won't talk about it. Yeah.
Basically, you're inserting Harrison Barnes back in.
Right. I was about to say, no matter what, again, we talk about these teams or whatever, they haven't won a championship without a small forward getting 15, 20 points a game. Harrison Barnes and Wiggins and Durant. You got to have somebody on the wing to score and play defense. You got to have somebody play the other teams. Like, without Wiggins out there, who's guarding Kawhi? Who's guarding Paul George? Who's guarding Kevin Durant? Who's dealing with Luka? It's not good for Golden State not having Wiggins out there. If Wiggins is not out there, I wouldn't pick Golden State.
And my whole deal when I look at that bracket on the West, Utah's above L.A. They can go ahead and put L.A. in that 10 spot, but Utah's only lost 36. If they win 2, then they jump out and the Lakers fall below them. I go by the loss column.
You think they're going to have the Lakers have the playoffs?
I got a good feeling they might not make it. They lost last night on the last second 3.
I mean, they did. Well, let me see if I got any NBA notes here. As far as I don't think Memphis is going to do anything. Clippers, Terry,
you never know with them.
The Clippers to me are just like Boston.
Clippers are a lot better, and here's a bad thing to say. Clippers are a lot better with Westbrook on their team than I thought they would be. Him and
Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George and Kawhi, all of them play together.
JP, walk back here and turn that speaker down while Terry's yelling into her microphone. But just
not this Terry.
Terry, we talk all the time. Yeah, different Terry. Terry Gore. The wing play makes the difference. Clippers got 2 of them. Mm-hmm. You guys got 2 of them. So let's go down the roster. Denver's best players is a point guard and a center.
Yeah.
Right? Sacramento's best players is he point guard?
He's a
Fox,
wingman.
or is he the shooting guard?
Yeah.
So Fox is the shooting guard, and Sabonis is a power forward, right?
Memphis to
White,
me,
they're not on.
that's when
they're not
them
there.
out.
If Ja Morant's not there, they're not there.
Phoenix is good with Booker, Durant, and
they got 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're good.
So Clippers are good there at the wing on the wings.
Durant's hurt right now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Mavericks have 2 point guards that shoot a lot, basically.
Yeah.
But Luka's not really a point guard. It's just he's been playing it. If they can figure out him how to play shooting guard and say you're not, since Kyrie's here, you're the shooting. But
Gosh, he's 7 foot tall. Put him down there where Dirk used to play.
Point
he
guard
didn't
either.
play last night. Luka.
He don't shoot good enough at 3 right yet for him. I think he should be playing the the role of Jordan played in the triangle. To where he get him in the mid range area and then let
that
him
might
work
be a good
there.
offense for them if they could get that incorporated so they could work with their talent.
Oklahoma City ain't doing nothing. The Lakers ain't doing nothing. I don't believe, or the rest. Pelicans got the most scary people.
The Pelicans was number 1 in the league in January.
Ingram and Zion. I wouldn't want to play that. But I don't know. The West is not looking.
Damon Lillard will be going somewhere next year.
Standing out. If Kevin Durant's healthy, I think they have to be the favorite just based on the matchups over there. Now, Morant's supposed to come back, so here's the theory on him is that instead of spending, he would have lost like $30 million if they suspended him more than the 8 games. So he's getting 8 games, and he's in whatever legal trouble.
He's in some kind of rehab in Florida.
Yeah, he has went to Florida for rehab.
That's during his 8-game suspension. So he's supposed to be back for the playoffs. So we can say they're not discount him, but he's going to come back. But they're going to give somebody some fits. They'll be playing Dallas Mavericks first round or Golden State, Terry.
They probably beat the Mavericks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they make it to Denver, Denver's gone.
Terry, you don't feel good about Denver?
No. They got to prove it to me, and they haven't proven it. Sacramento, nobody believes in them. If Durant comes back, Memphis has a chance. But still, that's the reason I keep dropping all the way down to Phoenix and Golden State and the Clippers, because of how they're playing right now. But I just don't see nobody coming out of the West but those 3.
All right, we got 2 more quick breaks to take. JP, when we come back, we'll talk more. We got NASCAR and NFL to get into real quick, and then of course, I got one more stat of the day, NC State stat of the day, Terry.
Oh Lord,
the Wolfpack did not play one single non-conference away game this year.
Well, we're learning from Duke.
We'll be back on KTC.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, where their customers come first. No matter the weather or the temperature, they'll be there to make sure you're comfortable. Ask about their safety furnace checkup for $99. Plus, ask about their up to $750 in rebates on select products. That's Shelby Heating and Air. Call 704-487-7877. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They are there when you need them.
It's time to go picking at Gaston Pickers in Gastonia. They are now open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m., Sunday afternoons from 1 to 5. Come check it all out. 28,000 square feet of vendors with antiques, collectibles, furniture, and more. And vendor space is available by calling 704-852-7055. Check out some of the booths at whatsupshopper.com and online at gastonpickers.net. Like them on Facebook too. Gaston Pickers, 503 Long Avenue in Gastonia, or exit 19 off I-85. Congratulations to Gaston Pickers celebrating 10 years of business.
The NASCAR Cup Series is in Atlanta.
Start your engine!
The Better 400.
Kyle Busch wants the race lead. He'll drop to the red line on the bottom of the racetrack.
Now we've got a half a dozen cars sliding through the infield.
Chastain in turn one drives it in deep to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll slide up in front of William Byron.
Now trouble on the front stretch. In the wall, Austin Dillon.
The Better 400. Sunday, March 19th at 2 p.m.
On Carolina Country, WCSL 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at ktcbroadcasting.com. For over 60 years, Boyd Tire and Appliance has been serving the Clover and surrounding area with the finest quality of home appliances, televisions, lawn equipment and parts, tires, and more. They feature in-house financing with 90 days same as cash, and they service what they sell. Drop by their showroom at 110 North Main Street in Clover, open 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Call 803-222-3231 for Boyd Tire and Appliance and Boyd Lawn and Garden. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com.
Grizzly says come shoot to win and save up to $150 on Liberty Buildings at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. You get 3 shots valued at $50 each. Hit 1, save $50. Hit 2, save $100, or hit all 3 and save $150. Also, take 7% off all metal buildings priced under $20,000 and take 10% off all metal buildings priced over $20,000. Plus, take half off-site building expenses this month at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes. Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware.
Is it the luck of the Irish or just your lucky day? Find your pot of gold at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. Whether you're interested in a truck, sedan, coupe, or SUV, S&R Auto Sales in Shelby can help you save some green on a new vehicle. This is the week to save the green at S&R Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby. Online at snrautosales.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Out with Kevin and the
Yeah,
gang.
they like that.
704-487-7877. Shelby Heating and Air for all your heating and air needs.
That's right. Shelby Heating and Air. One more time, 704-487-7877. Online, shelbyheating.com. Kevin, we got some NFL or NASCAR? Which one do you
We'll do NFL first. The quicker the money comes in, better, Tom.
That's
always the issue. Panthers making big news. They got their quarterback, Zach, ready to rock. Panthers going into next year. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, is now the leader of the Carolina Panthers.
I like Andy Dalton.
So why would you trade up to get the number 1 pick if you're going to bring in Andy Dalton?
He's going to – I'm with Steve Smith. Steve Smith made a comment, and this was before we traded up, got the number 1. He said, quarterbacks that come out now are not ready to play the first year. He said they always have to sit, so let him play, let him sit, and see what we do next year.
So my philosophy with quarterbacks is that I want everyone in the same room to have the same ability. So if I'm Lamar Jackson's my quarterback, I want running quarterbacks to run his offense behind him. If I'm Cam Newton's quarterback, I don't want Derek Anderson back there. It didn't make no sense whatsoever. So I want someone to be able to run the same offense, not change to every play. We have to run 3 plays now because we changed quarterbacks. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I don't understand why teams do this. So philosophy with that is in signing Andy Dalton on a 2-year, $10 million deal with $8 million fully guaranteed, blah, blah, blah. What is the reasoning behind it? Is it to guide Bryce Young? But we said, do we trade up for a 5'10" quarterback?
No, I wouldn't. Is
it to guide C.J. Stroud and play before him, learn everything about it from him? Or is it to back up a running quarterback?
I don't want that.
Richardson?
I don't want Richardson.
Instead of backing him up, he'll be the starter until Richardson is ready, as opposed to mentoring one of the other two. If it's Richardson, to me, he's the starter until Richardson's ready. You understand what I'm kind of saying? But I don't think you trade up for. To me, this.
Why would you trade up to get Richardson when he was going to be available?
If
where
I'm
you're
Frank
at?
Wright and we sign Andy Dalton, this would point to everybody. My pick would be
C.J.
Stroud.
Agreed. And I think that's what they're going. I think they're trying to do some smoke screens to get Houston to trade up to get Stroud.
I agree.
Excuse me.
Bryce Young.
Thank you. Yep. I think it's smoke screens.
Right. They because they know Houston needs a quarterback, they can put all the pressure they want to on them.
Yeah, to get those picks.
Do we want to move back one spot, give us next year's one that we just lost or 2 that we just lost, and we both get our quarterbacks and we move on? That's what it's going to end up being.
That's why they came out and said we're in love with nobody.
All of them. We're in love with all of them.
That's why.
Bull hockey. So they also signed a tight end this week from Cincinnati, and then Zach, you signed a running back from Philadelphia, and a noted Tampa Bay fan said, why would he decide to destroy his career like that? But anyway, Tampa signs Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
So they got Mayfield and Kyle Trask. They cut Leonard Fournette. So there's news with them. And then, Tom, the Brownies are improving their defense a little bit now.
Yeah, they said Myles Garrett was the biggest winner in free agency because they got the defensive end from Houston, and they signed a couple of interior linemen. That was the problem. They let Clowney,
Okunroko, and then they got a safety from the two-time Super Bowl winning safety Thornhill from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, they had to let John Johnson III go, so they needed a safety. So I mean, they're going all in. They freed up the cap space. They got Watson to renegotiate to where he's only making like $30 million this year or 35. I can't remember exactly what the number was, but now they had the money to go after free agents, and I think a guy like him is like, well, do you want all the money and play on an 8-8 team, or do you want to take a little restructure now?
Right.
And, we'll get some guys.
So Watson this year, what is this, 2023? Cap hit is $19 million.
Yeah, it's a lot less.
He gets $46 million in cash, though. So
I'll take that.
Next 3 years cap hit right now is at $63 million. And they're going to renegotiate it.
They'll renegotiate. I think Andrew Berry and he have a good relationship, and every year I think that they'll probably do something as long as it stays a good relationship.
If he play again, they're making the bet he's a good player, and they're going to keep him for 4 or 5 years, right? So
I'm not sold yet. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying, whether you're sold he is or not, they're making the bet that he is, and this is the plan. This is the only way you're going to do this. For it to be successful, he'll be 31 when the contract's over. This current one, if he plays well, Tom, they're going to be like, well, 3 more years, you've already been paid this much, $30 million a year, whatever, and then it's an $8 million hit, basically dead cap hit is what they've put it on, which isn't bad, especially if the cap goes up. So that's another thing to think about too. So a lot of funny business with that, with the Browns. And the salary cap.
They're trying to win the Super Bowl within the next couple of years while they still got a prime.
Watson and Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Nick Chubb. So
you're drafting both of you. What's your first pick in the draft for each of you?
C.J. Stroud.
What do the Browns need position wise, Tom?
Well, the Browns probably need another receiver, but they have a 2nd round pick. I can't remember. I was looking to see what they. If I'm the Browns, I'm going best wide receiver available.
Okay. Were you going after? Should they go after any of these?
Odell has been rumored he went and visited 4 teams. They didn't say which 4 teams. I wonder if he went to Cleveland.
Came to his workout, but
okay, so they were there.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think that relationship. I mean, I think the relationship was bad between he and Baker, he and the Browns.
It's exactly what it was.
I don't know if he'd come back. He's just not a Cleveland guy. Cleveland's a blue collar city. He's a Hollywood guy. I mean, I just don't see him. I could see it fitting in New York. I could see it fitting in L.A., Miami. A quote unquote sexy city.
I don't think they could pay him.
I don't see him in Cleveland.
He wanted $20 million.
No. No. Sorry.
Cleveland's got $14 million now in cap space. Houston's still the top with 57. Chicago's down to 44 now. Atlanta 34. Green Bay with 25. Dallas 24. Arizona 22. So there's your top.
For $14 million, you might be able to get. I don't know. Free agency's so crazy; it's hard to keep up with.
Adam Thielen's getting heat from the Chiefs.
Marvin Jones Jr.'s out too.
Zach, if the Panthers and Chiefs call you, which phone call are you picking up?
Yeah, you're gonna get the Chiefs. I'm hoping Marvin Jones Jr. has been rumored to come here. I would like to have Marvin Jones Jr. He's a good. He would be good for next year for us.
All right, JP. We come back. We got to finish up with NASCAR today and go over the schedule and what's going on here on KTC Broadcasting this weekend. Tom, here's some NC State facts for the folks at home and listening on the radio. 0 tournament wins since 2015. 0 bowl wins since 2018. 6-36 in the last 42 games versus the Tar Heels. 0 men's ACC titles in major 3 sports in 40-plus years. Highlight of their season was the Tar Heels not making their tournament. but if I was a State fan, you know that picture he sent out to everybody with Hubert Davis and missing the tournament. Yeah. I would frame it. Set it right next to my rusted NC State Coke cans on my shelf, and I'd set them right there beside each other. I just want to say, Carolina fans, State fans, and Duke fans, all y'all this year, you've been ridiculous, and I'm just sitting here with my App State shirt trying to ignore all of you. We'll be back in a minute. NASCAR on KTC Broadcasting.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, where their customers come first. No matter the weather or the temperature, they'll be there to make sure you're comfortable. Ask about their safety furnace checkup for $99. Plus, ask about their up to $750 in rebates on select products. That's Shelby Heating and Air. Call 704-487-7877. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They are there when you need them.
If you need to haul it, then haul it on over to TRT Trailer Sales in Lincoln. They've got whatever you need to haul whatever you need to haul. See their line of enclosed trailers, also landscape, utility, and dump trailers, and they feature a full parts and service department. Ask about financing too. Visit the website at trttrailersales.com. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 12 on Saturday. Call 877-279-7465. Like them on Facebook too. For the right trailer, it's TRT Trailer Sales at exit 20 on Highway 321, Lincoln. I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss this Saturday, March 18th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at James River Equipment Company in Shelby for their spring open house event. Come in for some great specials on John Deere tractors, mowers, and implements. Plus, there will be some great giveaways too. Your prizes include a Greenworks trimmer package, drill, impact wrench, chainsaw, and more. Plus, we'll have free hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks from Dairy Queen. Plus, we'll have free giveaways too, including free DVD and red box movies, golf passes, food certificates, and more. Again, that's Saturday, March 18th, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. The Spring John Deere Open House event at James River Equipment Company, 703 North Post Road, Highway 18 North in Shelby. Plan now to be there.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club has new renovations and will be expansion on golf. Having a wedding reception? Cherryville Golf and Country Club banquet room is the place for it. Private parties, birthday parties, and corporate events. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
There are Cub Cadets everywhere at Hojo Power Sports and Equipment in Shelby. If you've been looking for a Cub Cadet, now's the time to get one. They have plenty of Cub Cadet zero-turn mowers and Cub Cadet zero-turn mowers with a steering wheel. That's right, a steering wheel. Plus, just arrived, the Cub Cadet 30-inch rear-engine rider. And mention this radio ad and get a special discount on Arian mowers. And watch for the big open house coming April 28th at Hojo Power Sports and Equipment, 110 Grigg Street in Shelby off South Lafayette Street. Online at hojopower.net.
What's up, Doc?
He's back. That rascally rabbit is back again for the $1,000 Bunny with the Money shopping spree from KTC Broadcasting and whatsupshopper.com. Just register at any of our local participating merchants, including Bridges Hardware on West King Street in Kings Mountain, Victoria Stevens on East Warren Street in Shelby, at Arthur Services on East Gold Street in Kings Mountain, at Mountain View Antiques on Shannon Bradley Road in Castonia, at Pro Wellness Chiropractic Center on Clark Drive in Lincoln, at Ferguson Ace Hardware, Highway 150 east of Cherryville, at H&M Industries on Highway 74 west of Shelby, at Eddie's Auto Parts on East Main Street in Lincoln, and at LDP Farms on Highway 18 north in Bellwood. The drawing will be held Friday, April 7th, so register to win. You could be this year's winner of the Bunny with the Money.
And we're back with this on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. And as always, 704-487-7877. Shelby Heating and Air. Real heating and air needs.
That's right. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com. That number one more time, 704-487-7877. Shelby Heating and Air. Kevin.
Welcome back to the show. We got a little NASCAR to talk about this week. They're in hot Atlanta.
Yeah, they're out of the West now.
And the and
out of the West.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's never hot in Atlanta in March.
No,
it's always cold, and that race is always cold. It snowed. I went down there one time and it snowed. So there are issues with that this week. Last week I got a couple announcements with in NASCAR. Kevin Harvick this week. He almost they had the race won at Phoenix Zach, and then the caution come out and late. Ronnie Childers decided to take 4 tires. A bunch of people took 2 in front of him. I was hoping Eric Jones would take 2 and try to jump everybody again. They did the lower downforce trying to make it better racing. when the guys in the pack were beside each other, it was pretty good. But once you got out near front, it wasn't, and the guys would pull away.
Yeah, it was big league.
So what's happened was Byron and Larson's been pulling out. So now we've got and I think louvers is what they're called. We've got a louver issue, and now big penalties have come across NASCAR because of this. Hendricks Motorsports have changed their louvers, and what that is basically, it's it changing the air intake of the cars, and NASCAR's told them do not mess with the parts we give you. Another team had one driver that had different louvers. They had basically, they're saying NASCAR gave them 2 different louvers. Hendricks, they were supposed to be approved before. Trying to get it all right. But anyway, this is the Kevin Harvick announcement. Harvick ends up getting beat by these guys. I don't know if they're doing the same stuff, but if you ain't cheating, you're trying. NASCAR is what they say. But announcement this week from Harvick I want to get to is he's going to drive the 29 car what he started in when he replaced Earnhardt at Richard Childress here in the original Busch Light scheme. This is for the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. So they're going to allow him, Stewart-Haas is going to allow him to drive this and Childress let him use the 29 instead of driving the 4. In the All-Star race, if you're going up the All-Star race, you'll get to see the 29, which is pretty cool. We're waiting for Johnson to announce, Zach. Hopefully that, he mentioned North Wilkesboro a few months back. But he has not announced that he's going there yet. It looks like he's going to announce, in order, basically. He's not going to jump ahead and say, hey, these are all the races we're going to. It looks like he's going to announce the next track at a time. So the next 2 tracks that he's listed, he'll be racing the Circuits of America track, and then he's coming back, Zach, like you said, to re-race the Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah.
Now, that one I do not understand. Coda, he's never raced before. When he went to Indy, they took it away from Indy, and NASCAR got it. And so while he was at Indy, they didn't race there, and NASCAR was racing there. So now he's back. He's going to race the Circus of America race, sponsored by Club Wyndham. This is his car for the folks watching on home. It's an all-blue car with the gold and white letters. A Club Wyndham and kind of a Carolina blue on top. So kind of like almost Carolina blue Duke mixture with some gold on it. But the 600 I don't get. It's a 1.5-mile track. It's the Petty brand or the Petty, that team has not been great on 1.5 miles over the years. They've been good you can race in short tracks. You can race in the Talladega and Daytona, but the 1.5 miles. And then Tom, 600 miles.
Too long.
Like, if you're Johnson, again, I don't think he has a chance to win this race. I mean, I don't say that much about him. He's good in Charlotte, but I don't think you can just step in the car of a team that's not good at 1.5 mile tracks and think you're going to win a 600-mile.
It's tough.
And think about it. I'm going to go do this for fun, but it's the longest race in NASCAR. And he's talking about like it's his bucket list, like he didn't do it for 20 years. Well, that's the thing. You've done this before. So I guess he really likes it. He's done the 24-hour races. He's a marathon runner. He likes the long-distance stuff, I guess. But I don't think he has a chance in that one. I don't understand why. But he's going to do it. I guess Memorial Day weekend, Club Wyndham's paying for some sponsorship, and that's why.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I would say so.
So there's just some NASCAR news and notes for this week. This weekend in Atlanta, the schedule. We'll go over that for a minute. As always, you can listen on KTC Broadcasting. We do have that, the Xfinity race and the NASCAR Cup Series race today and tomorrow. So if you are listening on WCSL looking for the basketball and you get racing, just switch over to WOHS and listen with Tom to the games. Right,
That's
Tom?
right. And if you live in Gaston County, just remember KTCBroadcasting.com. There's an app. It's not an app on your phone. Just go to the website on your phone, right, Kevin?
Yeah,
go
you
to the
can
website
play
on
from the
your
very
phone.
top of the website.
Yeah,
it does have an app on it. But either way, the website and the app both play. You can lock your screen and play. So that's the good thing.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
Is a lot of apps won't let you do that, but ours does. Qualifying today, 11:35 for the Cup Series, Craftsman Truck Series. Today is 2:00. Today, drivers the Raptor 250 though on KTC PRN. 5:00 Xfinity Series is tonight. Tomorrow, garage hours at 12. Drivers meeting at 2:10. The red walk is at 2:20. Introduction is 2:30. 3 to 3:30ish will be the green flag, depending on however long it takes them to get through that in the Ember Better 400 in Atlanta. So Hendricks was penalized, and then I can't remember the other kid, but Denny Hamlin, also Zach, was penalized this week for purposely running into Chastain and admitting it on his podcast week and saying it, and he's now he's appealing. So anyway, he ran into him. It's a question, Tom driver's like, racing happens, accident. He sit there and admitted and said exactly what he did, and then now he's appealing it, saying that's not what he meant. They took his words the wrong way. So nothing surprises me with Hamlin. I hope he never wins it.
Yeah, I'm not a Denny Hamlin fan.
He's just been one of the biggest whiners consistently.
Him and Logano, I don't care if they ever win ever again.
No shortage of whiners. That's for sure. What is there not a shortage of in 2023? Whiners.
I was trying to pull up real quick. Gardner-Webb women's basketball. Tom, do you remember what time they play?
I thought they played last night.
Did they play
They played Utah last night. I've got to see that. I know that there were some people talking about it, wanting to watch it last night. And I don't know if I can find it.
Yeah, they got beat last night.
Yeah.
103-77. Gardner-Webb falls to Utah. In the women's bracket, Gardner-Webb also this week unveiled a big old giant statue of a dog. I tell folks, get out there and see that guy. See it from all angles. Enjoy the bulldog. That's all I got to say.
No comment.
See it from all angles. It's a nice bulldog they got out there. He's big, pretty, big dog. He's bigger than the last one they had. The last one's a little bitty guy. He's a puppy.
Yeah.
He's a little puppy dog.
This one's a grown man.
This one's a grown man. He might not have any little puppies himself, but Tom, he is a grown man.
No comment.
All right, guys, thanks for listening to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Remember, next weekend we're going to have some highlights from mine and Zach's interview with NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tyrus is coming to the show, coming to Shelby, North Carolina. We're going to have Tyrus on here on KTC. Me and Zach's going to talk to him, say some dumb stuff probably as well. And we'll also have more tournament coverage, NASCAR, and everything else we do here on KDC Broadcast. I want to thank everybody once again for listening. I'm trying to pull up Tyrus's picture one more time and schedule here for everybody at home. So Shelby, May 7th, Tyrus will be in town. Don Gets some Theater. Check them out. And, of course, we'll have our interviews next week with him on KTCBroadcasting.com.
I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see